Well, we can welcome everybody and
Yes.
talk about the recognitions and participation.
Well, don't you have to ask for a volunteer?
I asked to have a volunteer run the meeting since the board chair is not here. And neither is the vice chair.
Oh, I'd like to do it.
But we have a vice chair. A vice chair who's been with us for Dr. Ackerman. Would you run the show?
I would do that. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
asking. So the first order of business is the Pledge to Allegiance. So if we could all rise and pledge to the flag. I'm supposed to ask somebody to lead us, so I'm not sure who is here.
How about Mr. Danner?
Oh, all right. Okay, let's do Mr. Danner.
All right. I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance to
to
the
the
flag
flag
of the
of the
United States
United States of America
and
and to the republic
for which
for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with liberty and justice for all.
And the next order of business is the recognition of and participation of visitors and delegations. And the first one on the list is the Poet Laureate recognition. So Mrs. Austin, would you like to continue?
Yes. So I'm just looking to see if our poet laureate is here. I saw a couple administrators from the high school. Do you see the poet laureate? And could you introduce?
She is here.
Yes, our poet laureate is here.
Would
So
you
maybe-
introduce her, please?
Absolutely. So Fitch High School's Poet Laureate Award honors a student who demonstrates exceptional poetic craft, as well as a passion for raising cultural awareness, inspiring other students with their poetry writing. Maria Wright, class of 2023, was selected unanimously as Fitch High School's 2022 Poet Laureate. Her poems Junior Year, Seasons Change, and I Am No Artist share a clever and sometimes shrewd tone of speakers shifting for meaning throughout high school, change, and artistic influence. Maria relies on free verse form, and each poem tells a moving story where the poetic lens can move from an obscure galaxy to the ground on which we stand on in just a few lines. Ms. Wright's poetry is a positive affirmation of life. We read it and we are changed, and we are better people for it. Congratulations.
I have a question for you, Maria. Do you ever?
I think it's Mariah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Mariah.
I'm sorry, I said Maria. I apologize.
I wrote it down. Okay, Mariah, have you ever read Ferlinghetti's work?
What?
Ferlinghetti, he's a poet out of San Francisco, and he just died last year, just a year ago in January. He was 103 years old. He's fabulous. And I'm a poet myself, so I'd love to exchange some poetry with you. Would you do that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's a date then. I'll get.
Mariah, did you have a poem you'd like to share with us?
Yes. I
Fabulous.
would like to read I Am No Artist today.
Okay.
I am no artist. I do not create pictures to take your breath away. I cannot create sculptures that capture your gaze. I will not sing songs that hold your heart. I cannot animate and bring things to life. I am no artist. It is difficult to create a full story with a beginning, middle, and end. My poetic words are not powerful. They hold no leverage. I am no artist. A melody I cannot hold, a beat I cannot repeat. A hum is cracked and the tone is off. I can simply stare in awe at those around me. I am no artist. But you are a work of art who exists as an image of perfection, those who hold beauty, those who hold what others lack, those cracked and broken, those sad and full of woe. You are a beautiful work of art, sculpted by those whom you have known. A painting one cannot look away from. I am no artist. But I do not have to be one in order to see you for what you are. Perfect.
Awesome.
That's breathtaking. That is just positively breathtaking. I can't wait to hear more. So,
Thank you.
so we'll get in contact together and maybe we can have a little poet circle. What do you think? Is there anybody
Thank you
else on
so
the
much,
board?
Mariah, for coming on
Yes.
and sharing your poem.
Thank you for having me.
Mariah, it's Mrs. Porter. I just wanted to say that was an absolutely beautiful poem. And are you going to be performing at like the Mystic Art Center? They used to do something like that, where they used to have a poet corner or poet times when the kids could read their own poetry. Are you going to be doing that in the future?
I haven't heard anything about it really. So
Well, Mr. Kelleher, if this happens, will you please let us know so that we can go and support her? We'd love to hear some more.
Absolutely. Ms. Giovinazzo just commented that we're still waiting for word on that. But we are, we definitely want to share her talents anywhere we can. She's a terrific poet.
Thank you. Beautiful job, beautiful
Yeah.
job. And congratulations, young lady. Beautiful.
thank you.
Is there anybody else on the board that wants to say anything before we go on? I hate to leave you. Okay, well, congratulations again, Mariah.
If Miss Mariah is interested in possibly doing a little workshop at the public library, I'll be happy to introduce her to our librarian to see if that can be arranged.
Oh, fabulous. Mariah, take everybody up on their offers.
It'll get your words out there for others to enjoy.
So the next order of business is the CABE Student Leadership Awards. Mrs. Austin, you want to follow up on that?
So I think we should have Principal Bass here to introduce the middle school award winners and Principal Keller here to introduce our high school group.
Good evening, everyone. I'm hoping that Braylon Duran is present with us this evening. Braylon isn't. Mr. Russell, do we know if Braylon's here?
I don't see him unless he has a different screen name.
All right. Well, let's move to Eliana St. Louis in case Braylon should arrive after. I know she was planning on attending.
Okay.
Eliana?
Yes, hi.
All right. So here we have this beautiful certificate,
Why
which
am I looking at fucking you?
which we will get to you as soon as possible. So Eliana is always willing to take on a challenge, and she'll motivate her peers to go along with her. She successfully works with anyone and helps other students to reach their personal best. She is diplomatic, but will speak up for others with nothing to gain from it herself. She is self-aware, accepts feedback, and is willing to acknowledge her own areas for improvement. She stands up for her beliefs in a respectful manner. She is kind and welcoming to all students, and she shows a genuine enthusiasm and love of learning. She is also involved in the school community through her participation in each and every production of the Groton Middle School Drama Club over the past 3 years. And Ms. Stout writes, if you have not met her, please improve your outlook on the future of our world by having a conversation with her. Congratulations, Eliana. Well deserved. Way to go, kid. Proud of you.
A wonderful thing. When I was a principal, I know what this means. So this is a wonderful thing. You're doing great work at school, and you're going to be a wonderful individual when you grow up as well. Are there any other
These
board
awards are
members?
statewide, the Connecticut
Yes.
Association of Boards of Ed. So congratulations.
This is a big deal. Are there any other board members who want to make a statement? Brianna? You make us proud. Oh,
Dr. Ackerman, I think you can call this meeting to official order now. We have a
I
full
think-
house with board members, so.
I think. So Ms. Johnson, Mrs. Johnson, you want to lead me in that?
Note the time.
Time is 6:10. And I'm calling the Board of Education meeting of May 23rd. I'm calling it to order.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And Mr. Bass, do we have another?
You certainly do, Dr. Ackerman. So our next one, Braylon Duran. Braylon is a phenomenal student and a wonderful person. She is a member of both the Groton Middle School girls soccer and track and field teams. She works well with everyone and asks great questions in class. She is kind, helpful, and patient. She works extremely well with other students, even going out of her way to help other students when they are struggling. She follows through on every assignment she starts. She is so committed to turning in her best work that one day, while working on a project, she was dismissed early, but would not leave her work until her poster was perfect. Braylon is a truly wonderful student, and we are proud to have her as one of our CAVE Students of the Year at Groton Middle. Congratulations, Braylon. Well done.
And Mr. Russell, is Raylan here?
I don't see her, no.
Well, we're just as proud of her if she's not here as she is, as we would be if she were.
Hopefully she'll get the recording.
I hope so. What's her last name? Can you spell it for me?
Duran, D-U-R-A-N.
Oh, very well.
Braylon Duran. Yep.
And Raylyn would be Raelynn.
No, that would be Braylon, B-R-A-E-L-Y-N-N. Braylon Duran.
You're a lucky guy, Mr. Bass.
We are truly fortunate at Groton Middle to have fantastic students, and these two students are fantastic representatives of us.
And you have a lot to do with that.
Well, I thank you.
So, going on.
And now I think we have the CAVE Awards for our high school students. So Principal Kelleher, if you could go take on from here.
Unmute. Mute it.
I've clicked
I'm
as.
sorry, I forgot to unmute. I'm going to start over. Our first award winner is Maddie Southers. She's a senior. She could not be here with us tonight. She's playing a softball game right now, so she was unable to join us. But she's an outstanding senior who's ranked very high in her senior class, a four-year varsity sports athlete for soccer and softball at Fitch. She also served on the Student Athletic Advisory Committee and is a member of the National Honor Society. This fall, she plans to major in biology or health science in a pre-physician assistant track at Suffolk University. She has the work ethic, leadership skills, personal character, and academic intelligence to be our CAVE student, one of our CAVE student leaders. So congratulations to Maddie.
Mrs. Austin, I'm going to turn this part over to you, sort of to run, because you know
Okay.
more about this than I do.
I'm happy to help out in any way.
I think it'll be smooth.
Okay. And I think we have a second CAVE winner at the high school as well.
That's correct. We have Tate Shearer. Is Tate with us? I think he was going to try to make it after practice today. So Tate strives to excel in everything he does and does not shy away from challenging situations where he's forced to step out of his comfort zone. He's a top student in his graduating class, ranked in the top 10%, member of the football, hockey, and baseball teams. He's been selected as a multi-sport captain and also sits on numerous athletic advisory councils. He plans to attend the U.S. Coast Guard Academy in the fall. Tate has the work ethic, leadership abilities, and personal character and academic intelligence to be one of our CAVE student leaders.
Mrs. Austin,
Congratulations.
Mrs. Austin, let me say something to CAVE. You better come to see me in the Writing Center.
There you go. You'll be there for sure.
Mr. Kelleher, what is Tate's last name?
Shearer. It's spelled S-C-H-E-R-E-R.
Thank you.
We actually have a list of all the award winners that I'd be happy to send out. And we do have a presentation that includes all of our, people that we're recognizing tonight. So that we'll be able to share that with everyone as well. So the way this is going to work is we're going to have the principals at each of the schools be able to recognize their friends of education, their support staff, and their outstanding educator at the building. And I think we're going to start in alpha order, but I think I'm going to let Sam Kilpatrick start us out first with central office for his maintenance department.
Okay, well, I can tell you that after Joyce told me I was going to follow the poet laureate this afternoon, I was really nervous. And after hearing that, I was doubly nervous. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Mariah. And which now hasn't been any easier because both Mr. Bass and Mr. Keller have presented some outstanding students, which makes my job no easier. But I shall proceed. So I'm going to announce the maintenance person of the year. And I don't know if you can see the certificate, but it is for Scott Reed. And Scott Reed has been an 8-year employee with the district in the classification of carpenter. His work as a carpenter cabinet maker is of the highest caliber. When we're given a task here in the maintenance department that requires attention to detail, both the maintenance coordinator and I always look to Mr. Reed first. His name comes to mind. Not only is he fastidious, he also has excellent leadership qualities. Known affectionately by his coworkers as the delegator, he is often called upon to organize a project from conception to completion while leading a team of technicians through the various stages until the project meets his demanding standards. In short, Scott can be counted on to provide consistent, high-quality results while cooperating with others to solve problems. We are happy to announce the 2022 Maintenance Person of the Year, Scott Reed. Congratulations, Scott.
Thank you, Sam. It's a pleasure to serve the board and the maintenance department. It's enjoyable daily, even with our challenges. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
So now what I'd like to do is we'll kind of go semi-alphabetical order. So we're going to start with Charles Barnum, and I saw Seth Danner, Principal Danner here.
I was under the impression we had a slideshow. Is that not coming up?
Yeah, we have a slideshow that will come after the entire presentation.
Okay, so we're just going to go in order of Friends of Education, non-certified. Okay.
Right.
All right. So we have at Charles Barnum, we have Mrs. Julie Warden. She's been a special support for the students at Charles Barnum, and we are pleased to present her with the Groton Friends of Education Award. Julie stepped up and accepted the role of PTO president and has silently worked in the background throughout COVID to make positive changes for our school. The regularity of events, all fundraising efforts, and even the yearbook have returned to the school this year. Starting last year, she led the PTO through a new routine for Staff Appreciation Week. The change was well received with many different interactive activities. Yet again, she changed things this year and had us all wearing superhero capes on the first Monday. It's frequently lost in the work, but people often forget that all of these wonderful things the PTO puts together, led by a president, are all done by volunteers. It's an enormous task and puts all of our students and staff at the forefront. Julie does this to make Barnum a safe, caring, and welcoming place to learn and work. We at CB appreciate everything Mrs. Julie Warden does for the school community and wish Julie and her family the best as they PCS to Guam this summer. I know Julie's here. Oh, there she is. I minimized my screen.
Yes, I am here. Thank you very much. I have to say, I have to give credit where credit is due. I would not have been able to do half of what was said on that list without the help of my PTO board. Sue Jean Van Zant, she's here tonight. And honestly, all of her hard work has been a blessing to help us and help CB get to where we are today. So my shout out goes to her.
Thank you,
you
Julie.
all.
Ms. Austin, do you want me to just move
Yes,
to?
keep going. So we'll
certify?
go now to your support personnel
Okay.
recognition.
Okay, I know she's here as well. It's Heather Pearson. Mrs. Heather Pearson has made an exceptional contribution to the quality of education for the past 12 years at Charles Barnum Magnet School. Although Heather can work in any grade level, her loving personality and demeanor naturally fit in kindergarten to help create a warm, inviting place for our youngest learners at CB. She will go above and beyond during the school day and prior to the school day. You'll often spot Heather as one of the first people in the building. She'll be working on bulletin boards, setting up the classroom, organizing workshop materials, or getting a head start on anything to help make the classroom run smoother. Heather has the natural ability to connect with students, and that comes in handy during any of the challenging kindergarten moments. Anyone working in kindergarten will understand. She does not need prompting and to help in any situation. She's a true team player and will jump in at any time. Recently, we had a student that was medically uncomfortable sitting on the metal chairs in the classroom. How did Heather handle it? Her creativity comes through in situations like this as she took her own time and materials to sew a pillow. Mrs. Heather Pearson is an unselfish person that Charles Barnum wishes the absolute best as she moves with her family to Iowa. Congratulations, Heather.
Oh, you keep losing these fabulous people. I hope they come back to Groton.
We can ask.
Thank you. Not
No.
coming back. We're going to be moving back home with family and
Good.
to be with our youngest daughter who just started college this year.
Well, congratulations and best wishes.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Heather.
Thank you.
I'll move into the outstanding educator, and because she's probably in panic mode right now, it's Lori Atkins, because everybody else has had to say something after it's read about them. Lori, you do not have to speak, okay? Just stay on mute. All right, so Charles Barnum Magnet School is pleased to present Lori Atkins as our outstanding educator. For 32 years, Lori has been an early childhood educator in Groton, beginning in first grade and ending her career in kindergarten, mostly at Barnum, including her student teaching. I've offered to move her to upper elementary grades numerous times, and she runs from me as fast as possible. Lori was born and raised in Groton and is a proud Fitch Falcon. She's a member of the Falcon Athletic Hall of Fame. I believe it's for softball or volleyball or something. While I'm not sure about that, I can tell you that I know for a fact she is certainly not in the Hall of Fame for dodgeball. Lori is always up for a challenge, continuously looking for innovative ways to implement curriculum, especially for children with exceptional needs. She never loses sight of the academic and social needs of young children and believes in her heart that they must have a joyful and fun-filled environment to learn and thrive. This is the first experience for many of her students in a school setting. She knows this and makes parents feel comfortable sending their babies to school as her high level of positive energy goes home with the students. Lori is a lifelong learner herself, and throughout her career, she has developed the necessary skills to remain highly effective. When she went to college, they did not offer technology classes. During distance learning, she took on these unknown technical skills and had a blast, completely out of her comfort zone. I've never seen anyone create a video sitting on a porch, make an egg soaked in vinegar look so exciting. All of you would have wanted to try after watching. As some of you may be aware, this is Lori's last year. She has prepared countless children when connected with so many families during her time in Groton. Lori's dedication to students, families, and teaching continues and is apparent as she rarely misses work, meetings, and jumps at the opportunity to have fun with students. She's even joined our hiking club and heads to New Hampshire with 4th and 5th graders this week. That is a clear statement that she's been in the game right to the end. I'll leave you with this quote that a staff member said of Lori, and it sums up how she's perceived at Barnum. Lori is often seen as a superstar, the way past students react and greet her when she walks by them in the hallway. All of us at Barnum wish you the best in your retirement, Lori, and are better educators just by being around you. Please let me know tomorrow if you would like to be added to the substitute list.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. Thank you for those kind words, Seth. It is a great honor to teach for the Groton Public School System, and Charles Barnum has been like my second home for many, many years. We have a wonderful team, as you all know, and it's just like a big family, and it's going to kill me to leave, but I will come back. Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful job. So next I'll be moving on to Catherine Kolnowski and Principal Dauphiné.
Okay. Our Friend of Groton Education Award recipient is Betsy Gaffney. And I know Betsy is with us tonight. CKMS is proud to recognize Betsy Gaffney as our Friend of Groton Education Award recipient. Betsy has worked in CK's school-based health center for several years, and she treats all of our students with kindness, compassion, and a reasonable dose of tough love. But it's not just doing her job that makes Betsy our award recipient. Instead, it's all the times she goes above and beyond to make sure our students are receiving the best care. Betsy has devoted much of her personal time to attend our evening events in order to showcase the school-based health center, making sure our families understand the services it can provide and help them get signed up. When it's time for flu shots, Betsy is persistent in reaching out to families in order to vaccinate as many students as possible, which helps keep all of our students and staff healthier. And Betsy has also devoted her time to provide emergency care at our CKMS Fun Run, which is held on a Saturday each year. She wanted to do her part to make sure all of our participants were safe, had fun. Betsy retired from her position just a few weeks ago. We are so sad to lose her presence, but so happy for her as she moves on to a well-deserved retirement. I know it's not going to be easy for you, Betsy, but please try to include some relaxation in those retirement plans. We're very proud to have you as our award recipient.
Thank you. It's when I came here and was placed at Catherine Kolnowski, I hadn't even been in Groton before, but it became an opportunity for me to do what I love in a place that I learned to love. And I appreciate the kindness of everyone there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our support staff award for CKMS goes to Sujeen Van Zant, who I know is also with us this evening. The specialist staff at Catherine Kolnowski Magnet School are honored to nominate Sujeen Van Zant for the Outstanding Support Employee Award. Sujeen goes above and beyond every day for her kindergarten students and does anything and everything in specials to support their learning. In music, she participates in all of the songs and activities and even donated a classroom set of much needed crayons when supplies were back ordered. In art, she makes her own project and jumps in to help with the daunting cleanup task. In PE, she always participates in games and encourages the students to have good sportsmanship and play fairly. In media, Sujeen always helps the students find the perfect book, as well as engages and interacts with the students during read-alouds and other activities. And in computer science, Mrs. Van Zant reinforces class expectations, encourages the students, and provides kind words, and always brings energy and enthusiasm, which helps the kids stay excited about their learning. In addition to being an outstanding educator at school, Sujeen is the mom of 2 wonderful children, a military spouse, and runs the Charles Barnum PTO, which she already got a shout out for. She's a superwoman in every aspect of her life and does everything with a smile. She has a wonderful personality, and her firm yet loving guidance through day-to-day activities has helped so many children grow. The specialist staff and all of CK are honored to recognize such a deserving candidate. Congratulations, Sujeen.
Thank you. Working with all the staff members, especially with Andrea Westberg, makes things very easy.
We've had a lot of K recognition so far. Wonderful.
All right, and CK's outstanding educator for this year is Shannon Foley. Teachers who earn high praise from colleagues are usually described with words such as dedicated, committed, and caring. Shannon is all of these, but so much more. Her classroom is a nurturing place where students feel empowered and encouraged. A favorite book of Miss Foley's is Our Classroom is a Family. And I would say this perfectly embodies Shannon's perspective on her classroom and her students. Whether it's the first day of the school year, the last day of the school year, or any day in between, she's waiting at the door each morning to greet her students with a cheerful, "Hello, good morning, how are you?" Her philosophy is based on understanding each student's individual needs, both academically and emotionally. She develops warm relationships with her students, holds them to high standards, and helps all of them reach their individual potential. Her love for her students each and every year remains her best attribute. Shannon is also a great collaborator whose ideas and contributions make her team and our school stronger. She cares deeply about her fellow teachers and the teaching profession. Her leadership in this area helps to make CKMS a more special place. She always goes above and beyond what is expected in her position, seeking out new information, taking on new challenges, and taking risks to continue to learn and grow. She's not afraid to ask questions or seek advice, and she's always willing to answer questions and offer guidance. She's also a respected mentor to our new teachers. On a personal note, Shannon is just an amazing person and an avid runner. She has a warm, sensitive heart and a very clever sense of humor. Her face lights up when she shares in the joys of her students and her colleagues. She has a great laugh and a positive attitude. We can always count on her to help lift us up when we're feeling the weight of our work. She also has the greatest assortment of colored pens to help her keep her notes organized. Just name a color and she can tell you what meeting notes match that color. Shannon Foley is an exemplary second grade teacher, and it would be hard to envision CK without her. CKMS could not have a more fitting example to represent our school as our outstanding educator. Congratulations, Shannon.
Thank you. I am a few words, but I just want to say that I see my CK family as my family, and that's everyone inside of that building. And I go to work grateful every day to work with such an amazing staff and such incredible students. So thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. So I'm going to have Principal Kelleher introduce the Fitch High School group.
Thank you. First, we're going to introduce Mr. Danny Lee. Mr. Danny Lee is the Fitch High School Friend of Education. Danny has been the Fitch High School Athletic Booster Club president now for 2 years. During that time, Danny has volunteered to run concession stands for numerous events, coordinate meetings, organize fundraisers, and serve on hiring committees, amongst many other things. He's been a real asset to Fitch High School's athletic department by always putting Fitch High School and the school first. No job or task is too large for him, and he's always willing to help for the betterment of the students at Fitch High School. We're pleased to honor Danny with this year's Fitch High School's Friend of Education Award. Congratulations to Danny.
Thank you. Thank you, Principal Kelleher. And, I think that I've heard people say that it's not a one-person job, and it truly isn't. It requires the efforts of many, not just the board members I've been involved with, but all the coaches, all the athletic director, particularly Mark Romano. We work hand in hand, and I hope that in the years to come, that the work that we put in place will make the job, the task for the upcoming presidents much easier. So, not much to say except that this is a great honor and not expected at all. the greatest gratitude I can say is coming from the students when I see, the joy on their face when there's something cold to drink, something hot to eat. So, and hopefully the funds that we raise and help them manage will make their sports teams continue to grow and prosper. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, actually, Danny, I was going to ask you now if you could stay on for a couple of years.
What Mark says every single day.
And now I'd just like to introduce Ms. Erin McGuire, who's going to introduce our support personnel of the year.
Good evening. Melissa Watson is this year's Fitch High School Support Personnel of the Year. Melissa, we want to say thank you. 2 words that we never seem to say enough of. Hopefully tonight we will. Thank you for the work you've done for the last 17 years at Fitch High School as an administrative assistant. Thank you for being our reigning captain, CAP for short, of all things special education. Thank you for the last 8 years you spent in the school counseling suite. Thank you for the endless phone calls you answer, the countless emails you respond to, and the zillions of Google Docs you've created. Thank you for being Miss Spangler's partner in crime in the front desk of the school counseling suite. I know she wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you for every document we ever made you laminate and for every piece of paper you helped get ready for the best day of the year, shredding day. Thank you for every inch of the school counseling suite we made you decorate. Thank you for every crazy Friday the 13th or full moon you navigated with humor. Thank you for every birthday and holiday celebration we subjected you to. Thank you for every transcript you entered and every honor roll you posted. Thank you for every bus note you called home for and every lamp you turned on in the conference room and Zen room. Thank you for every calendar invite you ever sent. If we had to guess, the number would be in the millions. Thank you for everything you've mastered in Power School over the years. Thank you for taking a leading role amongst the team of administrative assistants in meetings. Thank you for every second of overtime you've done. Thank you for your patience working in a suite of numerous mental health staff and administrators. Thank you for completing every fun task Ms. McGuire has ever sent your way. Thank you for everything you've done for every student who's walked through the doors of school counseling. Thank you for being the daughter of our beloved Nancy Wilcox. Lord knows she'd be proud tonight and would definitely tell you it just simply runs in the family. Thank you for being an awesome mother and wife. Thank you for loving flamingos and pirates and Jimmy Buffett radio. Thank you for simply being you for the last 17 years. Groton Public Schools and Fitch High School recognizes you tonight and thanks you from the bottom of our hearts.
What a tribute.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Melissa. Our last award goes for the Fitch High School Teacher of the Year, and that is Mr. Daniel DiVinazzo. So kind, energetic, hilarious, and dedicated. With these words in mind, Fitch High School is proud to honor its 2022 Teacher of the Year, Mr. Daniel DiVinazzo. Since joining the English department in December of 2017, Mr. G has been an impactful educator and wonderful colleague. Dan currently serves as the advisor for Fitch Amphora, an award-winning literary magazine, and teaches creative writing along with sophomore English and UConn AP English 12. In describing Dan, department colleagues shared a cornerstone of the English department, a wonderful person who positively impacts everyone he meets. One of the most helpful teachers in the building, equally as supportive of our students as he is of his colleagues. Positively enthusiastic all the time, a joy to collaborate with each and every day. When invited to compose a few words about Mr. DiVinazzo, a recent graduate described an understanding and helpful teacher who understands that students come from different environments, so he creates a learning environment that feels safe, inclusive, and welcoming, making it so students can get help in the space they need to grow. Members of the Fitch Amphora staff easily found words to honor Mr. G. Really chilled and laid back. His room is very comfortable to be in. He relates to students and they can be happy in his class. He's really understanding, never intimidating, and is easy to ask questions. During a writing lesson, the vibe in Mr. G's room is inviting, productive, and supportive. A verse to capture Dan's inspiring style, and they're actually going to make me read a poem here. Write what you will in whatever style you like. Too much blood has run under the bridge to go on believing that only one road is right. In poetry, everything is permitted with only this condition, of course. You have to improve the blank page. Gift. This word describes what Fitch thinks when it hears the name Mr. G, our wonderful 2022 Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, Dan.
Oh,
Figures, right? As I was about to talk, she was.
yeah, well, we want to see the baby now.
I'm very grateful to work at Fitch High School, and I consider my job a privilege, absolutely. And you know, them being in high school, a lot of times, you know, we talk about them going into the adult world and you know what they're gonna do. Recently, we've been talking about their dreams, and one student said to be successful. And so, you know, we talked about what it means to be successful. Many students say, you know, to be a billionaire or to be a MLB pitcher or a famous movie star or whatever. But, you know, I always come back to the idea that success is one way to measure success is to find a livelihood that you truly love and you truly enjoy. And you know, I think just teaching students to read, write, speak, and think is only part of my job, but I also really try to encourage them to be a positive light in the community, and oftentimes I try to model that behavior in the classroom and be a positive light for them, even despite when I'm not feeling so positive myself, which has been this year has been a blessing for me too. So this was totally unexpected, and it's a positive affirmation that I take very seriously. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. So next we'll have Groton Middle School and Principal Bass again.
Okay. Our friend of education is Miss Erin Casey. So Erin was an incredible volunteer for our play this fall, The Super Non-Heroes. She graciously volunteered to assist us. She understands that theater is a vital part of education by providing an outlet where shy students may shine, where quiet students learn to find their voices by stepping into other characters' shoes, and where young people may discover talents in various theatrical art forms they may have never previously known existed. We were thrilled to have a volunteer with extensive backstage experience. Erin oversaw a crew of nearly 24 student volunteers, and they immediately got busy designing and creating beautiful set pieces and scenery. Although some of these students had little to no theater experience, Erin's patience and guidance meant the rehearsals went smoothly and productively. It was no surprise the entire cast and crew quickly grew quite fond of Miss Casey. In addition to attending nearly every rehearsal and both school performances, Erin very often contributed her own supplies toward building our set pieces. Erin was also heavily involved with costume management, ensuring all costumes were stored away neatly after each rehearsal and performance. Furthermore, Erin took the lead when pressure was at its height during Tech Week, the week leading up to the show, bringing in food and soft drinks to sustain the energy levels of our young actors, lending her own audio equipment, taking cast photos, and single-handedly creating a fantastic program for our play. Erin Casey was crucial to our play's success. Backstage theater talent is often viewed as secondary to the craft taking place on stage in front of the curtains. The fact is, live theater cannot exist without behind-the-scenes services and support. Our play could not have possibly been the success it was without Ms. Casey's monumental efforts, and for that we wish to commend her with this award. Thank you so very much, Erin. I can tell you that our directors truly we're very appreciative of all you did, and it showed in those productions. Thank you so much.
Thank you all very much. I have to say, Ruth and Veronica were some of the nicest people to work with. And, you know, my son refused to let me go by his last name. I had to be Miss Casey, my maiden name, because he didn't want me, he was too embarrassed to let me, to let everybody know that his mom was volunteering. But it was really a special treat to be able to see the kids backstage, to be able to watch the kids in their own element and, you know, really get to know what life is like in the middle school. So I have them to thank. It was a really special experience and I appreciated it. Thank you all.
Bravo to you. Bravo to you. All right, next up, our support personnel award winner is Miss Julianne Hallowell. Julianne, my, oh my, you know, I've got some words that others wrote here I'm going to read, but I've got to intersperse some of my own. She started with us at Cutler, and it was, you know, she had just a little while to get her feet beneath her before we had to move. And that was, of course, in the middle of COVID, right? So she was especially skilled at coordinating and making sure items were packed just so, and all sorts of areas of the school, organized and supported the breakdown of Cutler and then moving into Groton Middle for our teachers. She worked on the distribution of student computers during the pandemic, as well as the daily student concerns regarding missing computers, chargers, and cases. Julianne works closely with security to smooth a smooth function of our building. She is a calm and professional voice on the phone and in person when helping teachers, staff, and students resolve problems. Julianne responds quickly and effectively when faced with unpredictability. That is so true. If there's one thing I can tell you about Julianne, she never lets you see her sweat. In the face of the storm, she is the calm. And I am so appreciative of those moments, which are unfortunately not few and far between, of everything that she does to keep the front office calm in the face of a storm, honestly. Julianne is available beyond the regular school day. You know, this isn't just a job for her. She makes sure that if there's a call coming through on her voicemail that we need to know about, if she hears of a student or a parent who has a concern, she makes sure that the information gets to the people it needs to, so that we can respond quickly and efficiently to questions and concerns. When working with teachers and parents regarding student attendance, Julianne provides an interface between the parent and the teacher, reaching out to find information to keep the lines of communication open to ensure that all parties were heard and the attendance integrity was maintained. It is clear to any observer that Julianne Hallowell considers her position and responsibilities as a complete picture that does not end when the last bell rings or the clock is punched. As the face of Groton Middle, her demeanor, professionalism, and expertise are positive connections for the community and our school. Groton Middle would not run nearly as efficiently and effectively without Julianne. She adds to the educational environment by her positive commitment to the day-to-day operations. And that is so true. Julianne is humble. And she is so deserving of this award. We can't thank you enough for all that you do for us every day, day in and day out. Thank you, Julianne. Well done.
Thank you, Mr. Bass. I appreciate the recognition. Thank you.
All right, Groton Middle's Outstanding Teacher of the Year this year goes to Miss Anna Salvatore. For those of you who don't know Anna, she is a special education teacher extraordinaire. She works in the ABA. She's an ABA classroom teacher. There is so much I can say about Anna. She is so conscientious. She's caring. She is passionate about her craft, and she is fiercely dedicated to her students. She fears no challenge. I have witnessed countless times in which many people would have run in fear from the situation she was facing. But because she is so dedicated to her kids, she never backs down. She is a leader. She works with a number of paraprofessionals. She's a leader and a great collaborator with both her special ed colleagues and regular ed colleagues and staff. She is truly a team player, and she's an advocate for her kids. Anna is truly outstanding, and I would hate to see where our students would be without her. Bravo to you, Anna. Many years to come. Way to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I truly thought Mr. Bass was punking me when he told me this was real, but it's always a team effort. So thank you.
Thank you, Anna. So now we'll move on to Northeast Academy and Principal Cheney.
All right, good evening, everyone. And I will start with our Friend of Education Award. And this year's recipient is Lauren Post. I'm almost certain Lauren is here. Northeast Academy is pleased to announce Lauren Post as the recipient of the 2022 Friend of Education Award. Lauren is a parent in the NEA community who many teachers and faculty members have grown to know over the years. The PTO has undergone a changing of the guard in recent years, and Lauren has remained a constant among the executive board, staying on as the treasurer. Excuse me. Her insight and experience with PTO events have allowed newcomers to stay afloat and connected to past practice. The annual spaghetti supper coming up in about 72 hours is a huge hit at Northeast, and Lauren annually manages the basket raffle, an enormous undertaking in and of itself. Lauren also manages the yearbook at Northeast, a task even more daunting to accomplish considering the lack of events we've held the past 2 years. Despite the obstacles, Lauren has worked with our provider to continue to produce a highly engaging and exciting product for the students and staff to take home come summer. Lauren adds to the NEA community as a whole through other contributions as well. She is part of the Girl Scouts group that functions out of NEA, as well as Girls on the Run, an after-school club for kids. Both of these programs involve a fair number of NEA students and help foster teamwork and commitment at the youth level. We are fortunate to have people like Lauren Post on our team. She gives back to the school community, and we are so appreciative of her time and her efforts. Thank you, Lauren, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I've been part of the community at Northeast for 10 years now. Next year is my last year, and it is definitely bittersweet. I really appreciate the recognition.
See, Lauren thinks that she's leaving, but we do not intend on letting her go, but we'll talk about that another day. The next award is for our non-certified personnel winner, and that goes to Tracy Bowen. I'm almost certain Tracy is here as well. I think I saw Tracy T-Rex Bowen on her screen name. Northeast Academy would like to honor Tracy Bowen as the 2022 recipient of the Non-Certified Personnel Award. Tracy was a paraprofessional for a number of years at NEA before transitioning to a building substitute role to start the year. As we returned in September of 21, each school was faced with the challenge of navigating distance learning for those in quarantine, while the majority of students sat in their seats at school. When it was suggested and essentially decided that we would use a building substitute to meet the needs of these kids, we knew that Tracy was the perfect person for the job. Tracy takes great pride in everything she does. She is a planner, an organizer, and someone who works diligently no matter the task. The initial days and weeks of the 21-22 school year required strong communication, and Tracy was up for the job, working tirelessly as the liaison between our classroom teachers, students, and families in quarantine at home. Tracy went above and beyond. She organized grade level specific read alouds, met with kids individually to check for assignment understanding, and consistently tracked student attendance in a manner which helped classroom teachers closely monitor their students with ease. Most recently, Tracy has stepped up and just completed a long-term substitute role in a third grade classroom, where she quickly hit the ground running to keep students progressing in a safe and respectful environment. Northeast Academy is a wonderful place because of people like Tracy Bowen. She stepped up immensely this year and is so overly deserving of this year's non-certified personnel award. Thank you, Tracy, and congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. I'm just a small piece of a great team there at NEA. So thank you, guys.
I told you I was going to put you on the spot, Trace.
I know you did. You did.
All right. And the Teacher of the Year for Northeast Academy this year is Mrs. Erin Dozier. I know Erin is here with us. On behalf of her colleagues who nominated and voted for her, I am happy to announce Mrs. Erin Dozier as Northeast Academy's Teacher of the Year. In a building full of deserving individuals, Mrs. Dozier emerged from the pack, and we are proud to see her earn this accomplishment. The education field has experienced a plethora of challenges in recent years. Many teachers have been faced with the reality of attempting to close larger gaps than ever before, both academically and socially. Resilience and perseverance have been needed more now than ever. It is with those factors in mind that I truly commend the work of Erin this past school year. She would probably agree with me when I say that this year has been the most challenging one of her 20+ years in education. But Erin has met those challenges with strength and advocacy. She has not backed down, and when faced with hurdles, Erin has continued to find ways over and around them. Erin has worked overtime to support the needs of her students. She has gone to bat for kids in her class through ongoing communication, parent meetings, CSTs, PPTs, you name it. She has assisted in the development of numerous student-centered plans, always keeping the needs of the individual child at the forefront of her mind. She's been able to maintain the healthy balance of individual student needs and whole class needs simultaneously, and that is a testament to her resilience as an elementary classroom teacher. Interestingly, Erin has welcomed quite a few new students into her class this year, some way back in September and others sprinkled in along the way. This task has grown increasingly more difficult in recent years due to the pandemic. With that being said, Erin has done this exceptionally well all year. She's been quick to identify students' learning profiles, advocate for their needs, and be proactive with parent communication. She has placed an emphasis on the social and emotional adjustment for these children as they transition into new environments, helping them develop meaningful relationships with new peers in the classroom. I consider myself fortunate to call Erin a colleague. She has been a model of grit and persistence for many of us within the NEA community. Her students are certainly her priority, and it shows. Congratulations, Erin. This accomplishment is very much deserved, and we're all super proud of you.
Well, thank you very much, Ryan. I really appreciate this. I am so thankful to be at NEA. I've been there since the day the doors opened. It's a wonderful school with an exceptional staff. I work with amazing people. I couldn't have gotten through the last few years without my team. They've been amazing. And then the kids are they're just awesome. I love working with the kids. It's really the absolute highlight of being a teacher. So thank you again.
Thank you. And we're going to move on now to, looks like Thames River Magnet.
That it is. All right. Good evening, everyone. I did see Kate Channon, who is our Friends of Groton Award recipient. I think she is here. I will get started. All right. So Thames River Magnet School is enthusiastically honored that Kate Channon is our first Friends of Groton Award recipient. Kate has been a sensational volunteer, my alarm, to Thames River Magnet School even before the doors even opened last summer. She proactively outreached to me about starting a PTO from scratch, not a simple task. We met in the summer to plan how to get it started, brainstormed fundraising and other ideas to grow the PTO. Once the school year began, Kate was an integral part of helping us get the word out to recruit parent volunteers. At our first PTO meeting, Kate took on a leadership role, bringing in her expertise as she had been part of a PTO board in the past. She became the Thames PTO secretary and helped guide the new members as to how to set up an agenda and run a PTO meeting. Kate also took on the very tedious, very huge paperwork needed for becoming a nonprofit 501c3. Thank you, Kate. In addition to PTO, Kate has helped to organize successful pie and cookie fundraisers, butter braid fundraisers, helped at our first PTO book fair that is in person, assisted students with planting at the seedling station for our Earth Day celebration, organized a Denison Pequot Nature Center field trip for 5th graders, helped organize a bake sale, set up a staff appreciation breakfast, and unpacked a very useful toaster oven with which the PTO donated to the school. And Kate has always come to every meeting, any volunteer opportunity with a new and fresh idea to share, and all there to support the Thames River Magnet School community. Thank you, Kate, for your dedication, your hard work and support in helping to contribute in making Thames River School's first year a great place to be. We will miss you next year, but get ready, Peter. Groton Middle is going to get a sensational volunteer. Congratulations, Kate. You're on mute. We can't hear you.
Sorry about that, technology. Thank you so much, Jamie. I was so happy to be able to help out and to finally be able to use my corporate law background. So it was kind of a win-win. I might have to go back to work. It was obviously a team effort, and we were just so happy to be able to support the new schools and to see the kids in action again. It was so hard to be away from school, and it's so nice to be back in person and being able to volunteer. So thank you so much. It was a great opportunity, and I was so happy to be there at Thames River.
Excellent. We appreciate everything you've been doing. So thank you. All right. We have our non-certified personnel, and Tom Bingham is also here. So I think he is. I thought I saw him. All right. So Thames River Magnet School is absolutely thrilled and honored to have Tom Bingham as our non-certified personnel award recipient. Tom is a true asset to the Thames River community. Being the head custodian of any building poses many challenges, but add in a brand new, not yet completed building to it takes it a bit to another level. Yet Tom did not skip a beat. When teachers unpacked their mountains of boxes and realized that they needed to purge a bit more, or when I decided to move many kidney tables from the ground floor to the 3rd floor, Tom was there to gather boxes and shimmy tables with me into the elevator. Then on Labor Day, when one should not be laboring, Ada and I decided we really needed to continue setting up the building. Tom came in with us and helped set up, move, and label calf tables. Thank you, Tom. Each day, despite equipment not fitting through a door or furniture being delivered, locks being installed, taking on technology that sometimes just did not want to cooperate, and being the only day custodian with over 500 students, Tom was calm, flexible, and always available to help accomplish any task. Special job, brainstorm ideas, problem solve, whatever you need, whatever time it was, whatever you faced in the new building, Tom was there to take care of it all. In the winter, we discovered that the sidewalks and parking lot at Thames did become a bit of an ice rink. So Tom was on it and turned it into more of a beach. He got to school extra early despite the extreme wind, bitter temperatures, snow and ice, to put a lot of sand down to ensure the safety of all coming into the building. In addition, Tom's cool, kind demeanor and can-do was pivotal to us when we had to set up 2 vaccination clinics, a blue ribbon ceremony, an Earth Day celebration, and when we had to get ready for the Secretary of Education coming. In addition, he's always there in a pinch, whether there's a leak, a crack, a spill, or even with a ladder to help a student who was able to go up the playscape, but coming down was a bit of a challenge. So Tom just kind of rolls with whatever comes his way, getting the job done thoroughly and professionally. Congratulations, Tom, and thank you so much for all that you've done this year to help us start our school. Congratulations. All right, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so we have Corey Mott, and I know I saw Corey for our Teacher of the Year. Hi, Corey. All right, so we are thrilled, proud, and honored that Corey Mott has been recognized as our first Teacher of the Year at Thames River. Before coming to Thames River Magnet School, I knew Corey as an energetic, tech-savvy teacher as I served alongside of him on many district committees, including the start of TK. And of course, as we all watched the live stream from his classroom of baby chicks being hatched. However, it was not until this year, as we all came together to start Thames River Magnet School, that I truly got to know what a dynamic, creative, passionate, out-of-the-box thinker, detailed-oriented, problem solver Corey truly is. Corey's tech-savvy ability has been incredible in helping all teachers, staff, and me. He goes beyond the expectation of being a building instructional tech. He took the lead on electronically setting up the whole school scheduling of parent conferences so that it was seamless for parents and teachers. After receiving PD on the new Promethean boards, Corey willingly offered additional Promethean board training for small groups of teachers or even one-on-one during his own lunch and specials times. But Corey didn't stop there. On top of that, he created YouTube tutorials to provide even more user-friendly tips. In fact, Corey is always looking for more tips and efficient ways to use technology to help in his classroom, as well as to organize the massive amount of district meeting notes, data, magnet ideas, and curriculum work, such as making a helpful Padlet. Most recently, he actually found a better format using Wakelets, from which he quickly shared the updates with teachers and another more efficient way to schedule parent conferences. Thank you, Corey. Moreover, Corey helps me with school website and continues to look for ways to connect with parents and community through Remind and Classroom Dojo. Making connections is what Corey's all about for his students. It is top priority. He creates an environment that is intellectually and socially safe for his kindergartners. Students feel comfortable taking risks academically and socially with his engaging, very hands-on lessons. Corey celebrates accomplishments and creates special memories for students, such as changing his entire classroom to show the mischief when a leprechaun came. The looks on students' faces as they pointed to plastic dinosaurs from the ceiling and the green water in your sink was priceless. Corey is tirelessly dedicated to advocating for students and their families, ensuring all of their needs are met. In the event of a student accident, Mr. Ma is prepared. He purchased extra clothing in various sizes with his own money to have on hand, or even just a variety of snacks at the ready. During the vaccination clinic, Mr. Mott was definitely ready with a high interest Pete the Cat stuffed animal to help work his magic to calm the nerves of his students. Helping in any way is what Corey's all about. He's ready to jump in at the beginning of the year with anything we needed. He brought in large signboards and created signs to help parents navigate their way around this very new, very large building. When I have been called away during dismissal announcements, Corey is there to jump in and take over. And he's been really helpful in taking any initiative and idea and planning various school events, both school-wide and with his K team. This is just a small snapshot of Corey's passion, commitment, and professionalism. Thank you, Corey, for everything you've done to make this year best positive experience at Thames River Magnet School. Congratulations. Yay. And also stay tuned. There will be live streaming apparently with some more chicks hatching. Congratulations, Corey.
Yes, in about 3 weeks, I'll have that all posted that everyone can watch the chicks be hatched. All 5 of our classes are doing it. So, and we'll be sharing it on our website. So thank you so much. I'm truly honored. And yes, it's a village. There's so many wonderful staff at Thames River behind the scenes. And, you know, I can't do it without everyone's support and all the wonderful staff here in Groton as well. You know, it takes a village, as Susan says all the time. It takes a village, you know, and we have a great village. So thank you very much.
and another member of the K team. We're really giving shout outs to our kindergarten staff and paras and support. So last but never least, Mystic River Magnet and Principal Wheeler.
Great. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to get started right away with our Friends of Education Award. Allison Zerlis, I know she's here. I saw there she is. Perfect. We are pleased to announce that Allison Zerlis is our Friends of Education recipient at Mystic River Magnet School for 2022. Words cannot express how kind and thoughtful Allison is to everyone that she meets. We are so fortunate to have her and her children at our school. Allison takes on many roles at Mystic River Magnet School. She is our PTO co-chair, as Jamie said, our first. She is our community coordinator, and she is a frequent volunteer. As our PTO co-chair, she has been instrumental as our school has merged with various staff and families this year. She helped to organize very successful school fundraisers. She saw that our in-person book fair was a huge hit. And as of late, she has been organizing a group of volunteers to work within our school community, something that we haven't had in many years. Her commitment and dedication to our school has been paramount as we have navigated the COVID-19 protocols and opened a new school. Just recently, she has taken on the role of community coordinator, and thank goodness for that. We spent the majority of the year without one, even after several postings. We were thrilled that she was eager to step up and step in when she learned about the vacancy. In her short tenure, she has helped to update volunteer training forms, organize treats for our staff for staff appreciation, and is pitching in to help with clerical work throughout the week. Allison is an amazing mom to 3 very active boys, all of which attend Mystic River Magnet School. We are proud to have the Zerlis families as members of our school community and are truly appreciative of all that Allison does to help things run smoothly. Our school is a better place because of you, Allison. Thank you all for everything that you've done.
Thank you. This is definitely an honor. I was very active with SB Butler, and when we, merged and, became a bigger community at Mystic River, I knew that we needed to have leadership and get those families involved. And I've been pleasantly surprised at how tremendous of a community our school has. And I look forward to more fun stuff in the future.
That's super. We do too. Okay, so moving on to our non-certified staff award. That is Mrs. Paulette Gilman. I know she's there. She is.
There she is.
Paulette, great to see you. I'm glad that you were able to get things working. Paulette and I have been talking back and forth. She cracks me up about the Zoom. So I'm glad she's there and she's ready to go. I'm privileged to nominate Paulette Gilman for the Non-Certified Staff Award for 2022 at Mystic River Magnet School. First and foremost, Paulette is one of the hardest working people that I've ever met. She's usually the first person to arrive in the parking lot every day. In addition, Paulette has a very impressive work ethic, and this shows in her performance as a paraprofessional at Mystic River Magnet School. She has worked for many years with many students throughout the Groton Public School District, 45 years total. Yes, I said 45 years. In her current assignment, she is providing academic and social emotional support to a grade 4 student. Paulette knows the power of building a strong relationship with her student. She spends time getting to know who they are as a student, what their strengths are, areas that they struggle, and what really interests them as a learner. Her students thrive due in part to her devoted attention to detail, consistency, and dedication within her role. Paulette wears many hats at Mystic River. In addition to working with students during academic blocks, she holds down the fort in the lunchroom. She has become the 4-square queen at recess, and she is there for any student that needs a helpful hand. We are truly blessed to have Paulette as a member of our school community. Our school is a better place because of her. Congratulations, Paulette, and thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, Mr. Wheeler, and everybody at the Mystic River Magnet School. I appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Paulette. Okay, so this is what we're here for. We're going to be honoring our distinguished educator, Hillary Bowdy. She is one of our kindergarten teachers. Another big shout out. There she is. I think, Hillary, we're the only two still at school. I should have come down to your room to read this to you. I'm very, very thrilled that Hillary Bowdy has been chosen as both Mystic River Magnet School's distinguished educator and Groton Public Schools Distinguished Educator for 2022. It could have not been given to a more deserving person. Hillary is truly a master teacher with a command of curriculum, pedagogy, and interpersonal skills. Anyone that knows Hillary can attest to the dedication and commitment that she has for her students. Not only is she a fierce advocate for all students, she gets to know them, their families, and truly makes connections so that she can meet their needs to the best of their ability. Hillary is by far one of the hardest working, intelligent, and caring people that I know. Her passion for life and selflessness can be only matched by her day-to-day work in her classroom. We are very fortunate to have her as part of our school community. Hillary's passion for children and teaching is evident in everything she does. She's a true hands-on practitioner. Her lessons provide high levels of engagement, student discourse, differentiation, and is above all student-centered. Her students thrive in the safe, nurturing environment of her classroom. Hillary integrates technology in her daily teaching and adjusts to the ever-changing academic, emotional, and social needs that occur daily in a kindergarten classroom. She pushes herself to develop comprehensive individual reading plans that are designed to implement specific and articulate academic interventions that help students make significant growth. When you walk into Hillary's room and her kindergarten room, literacy comes to life. It is truly remarkable watching the daily orchestration that takes place in her room. She creates wonderful learning opportunities that infuse play, bring joy to learning for all of her students. Hillary is a very versatile educator, demonstrating her ability to instruct a wide variety of students, including those challenged by ADD and ADHD, developmental delays, learning disabilities, and other health conditions. She can assess students' unique needs and tailor her teaching to accommodate diverse interests and provide individualized support. She once said to me, I don't stop trying until something works. This is a perfect sentiment to her ability to work with students that struggle with severe behaviors. She has an innate ability to persevere until a strategy is successful or a behavior plan is tweaked many times to make that student successful. This is by far one of the hardest things for educators to do, and she does it seamlessly. Lastly, Hillary is a true playmaker. I look to her teacher leadership as a means to grow our school climate, stretch our teachers to seek professional growth, increase student achievement, and integrate our families as part of our whole school community. Although Hillary may now officially hold the title as Groton's Outstanding Educator, we have known all along how truly remarkable and special she is to Mystic River Magnet School. Before I close, I also wanted to share that Hillary's reach goes way beyond her endeavors and accomplishments at Mystic River. She is also an avid marathon runner. She's a kidney donor. She has 2 little girls at home, and she is now in the process of getting her PhD. Hillary, congratulations for being chosen to represent our district and our school. We are all extremely proud to call you a colleague and a friend. Congratulations, Hillary.
Congratulations, Hillary. You represent the finest of them all. And Groton Public Schools is certainly so proud of each and every member of our community that's been talked about tonight. But thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Steve asked me to prepare a few remarks, so I hope you don't mind if I take a few minutes of your time. So thank you, Steve, so much for those kind words. It's very humbling. And thank you for inviting me to this celebration of Groton students, educators, staff, and volunteers. I would like to thank my school administrators, Steve Wheeler, Paul DePadua, and Shira Sable for their unwavering support throughout this difficult inaugural year at Mystic River Magnet School. They successfully joined 3 separate staff into one new building while navigating the ever-changing policies of COVID, continuing to put our students' needs first. I would also like to recognize the dedication of my fellow Teachers of the Year, Lori, Shannon, Erin, Corey, Anna, and Dan. Your passion and commitment to the children and youth of Groton is evident. Thank you for all you do on a daily basis, both in school and behind the scenes, the seen and the unseen. I'm confident that you all can agree with me that while we are the ones receiving this high honor, we're merely the representatives of deserving teachers and staff surrounding us daily in the trenches. Mystic River, this is truly a team effort and honor. Additionally, thank you to Superintendent Susan Austin and Assistant Superintendent Phil Piazza, as well as the Board of Education for your ongoing leadership and support for the staff and students of Groton throughout the turmoil of the past several years. I have been fortunate to spend 16 years as a teacher in Groton Public Schools, working in 5 different elementary schools. When I entered this profession at the age of 24, I had no idea how much I had to learn. I now go into every single day with my eyes wide open, waiting to see what my students will teach me that day. Because no matter their age, their demographics, or their academic performance, each of our students has something to teach us. Perhaps they teach us about their community, about their world, about our world, or perhaps they gift us with a lesson about ourselves. One of my proudest moments working in this district was the formation of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. Approximately 100 staff members, including myself, eagerly joined this committee in hopes of doing the hard work to dismantle the policies, practices, and systems that perpetuate injustices. While our district has undoubtedly taken the imperative first steps in its mission for social justice, my hope is that our future, and the future of our students, is that we step out of our comfort zone, willing to have difficult conversations with our staff, administrators, and students. But our work doesn't stop there. We must be willing to step outside of the comforting walls of our schools and into our communities, engaging with families and community members in their own neighborhoods and environments. It is only then that we can begin to build reciprocal relationships with our families, relationships that honor the immense wealth of knowledge they bring to our schools, relationships that inform our curriculum, program, and materials, and relationships founded on mutual respect and trust. As we move forward and navigate the unknown together, it's my hope that we fully embrace and commit to the opportunity in front of us to promote equity and justice. Progress cannot occur while maintaining the status quo, and I am honored to represent Groton Public Schools as 2023 Teacher of the Year as we embrace the discomfort of change. Thank you for your time and for this incredible honor.
Thank you. So I'd like to be able to really do a thank you all together. We don't have cake, we're on Zoom. It's not the way we typically do things, but Rebecca Bias, who is our communication coordinator, kind of spearheaded this next tribute, which will be put on the website and on our Groton Public Schools Facebook page. And thank you to our principals for sneaking in pictures and for Mark Russell for gathering some music. So Rebecca, you can play this for us as we end up our thank yous to all of our wonderful staff and friends.
I don't know, you keep on giving. For your kindness, I'm indebted to you. to thank you for it. La, 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 You've been so kind and generous. I don't know how you keep on giving. For your kindness, I'm in debt to you. And I never could have come this far without you. For everything you've done, you know I'm bound to thank you for it. La 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 la
Thank you all. We just so appreciate you, and I know this board does. And thank you so much for all that you do for each other and our students and families.
It was a glorious evening, so I give everybody tribute for that. It was wonderful. And thank you, Susan, for leading us through that. So, Mrs. Johnson, what next in terms of Roberts?
So
Comments from citizens.
Say that again. Oh, no. So we just go into that. We don't have to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Very well. All right.
Follow the agenda.
Just, okay, great. Thank you. Okay, here's my favorite thing to do. I have to read out loud.
Do you want me to read it, Andrea?
Oh, that would be fabulous. Thank you.
I'll read it. Comments from citizens are must refer to agenda items and other subjects of concern that lie within the jurisdiction of the Board of Education. This is the portion of the agenda where the board welcomes comments from citizens. Each presentation should be limited to 5 minutes or less, and citizens should, if possible, submit written comments. Presentations should be related to matters pertinent to Groton. Board members will only ask questions in order to clarify the speaker's presentation and cannot respond during the comments of citizens portion of the board meeting. Citizens should state their names and addresses for the records.
Thank you, Rita. Mrs. Johnson, do we have anybody?
Me.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Not through me.
Okay.
We did
just ask the audience.
Okay. Is there
They
anyone in
should
the
put
audience?
their request in the chat.
Oh, okay. Thank
The
you.
chat.
Oh, this is Mike Whitney. If you can hear me, I can speak.
Thank you.
Should I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I just want to say it's wonderful to hear all the outstanding students and staff and teachers and administrators. It's a great meeting to listen to. So I enjoy that every year. And I sent a letter earlier today with my written comments, but I'll just summarize it here. I'd like at this meeting, appreciate if you discussed how to better deal with the surging COVID-19 levels in the schools and community. And I include the data, but as you all know, the rates are very high and still climbing higher. Ledge Light Health District issued on May 20th, the public health alert, mask indoors and public strongly recommended. I think it'd be very helpful to the school community and helpful to kind of curving some of the spread if the superintendent could put out an email and a corresponding phone call to the school community. There was an early email last week, but that was before we went to this next CDC high level. Along with that, I know that the school system has a large supply of N95 masks. What's not clear to me is whether that's accessible to the students and staff, and if they know how to get that. So if that should be communicated clearly if it hasn't been already, because we definitely know that mask quality matters. And so these are straightforward measures that I think are urgently needed. I'll also say that the Board of Education, like all others in the state, still has the authority to require masks in schools, though it doesn't seem like that's a direction people can take. It is, I think, worth talking about, and I view a mandate would actually help further reduce the spread. So that's one topic, it's the most important one I have here in terms of urgency as well, and a public health issue. The second of 3 items is I saw that you'll be considering a policy on gifted and or talented student program today. And I read through the policy and I really like what I hear and saw that it includes a statement that the district shall provide educational opportunities for the gifted and talented that include a broad spectrum of learning experiences. In your discussion tonight about that, I'd like you hopefully talk about what existing opportunities there are and what future ones there will be. Because at least at the elementary level, parents and students are presented with website information from, forget what it's called, the Connecticut Association for Gifted. But it'd be nice to pair that with Groton Public Schools specific information, either in web form or documented, because I think connecting the dots between talented and gifted and what the school system already offers, and then maybe you'll see some holes where it needs to offer other things, would be really helpful. And then the third item is just a follow-up to an issue I raised about honors orchestra not being offered at Fitch for next school year. That was at a previous board meeting a couple months ago. At that time, Superintendent Austin responded that the situation would be fixed. I'd just like to say there definitely is progress because it now appears in the 2022-2023 program of studies for Fitch. But I hear that it's not yet in the system, the Power School system, as an enrollment option. And I'd just like to update on that because it's obviously an important offering for our students. And along with that, it's just in terms of what's on the web, there's really not much on how what it takes to be eligible for honors orchestra or what it takes to be recommended. And having those guidelines just kind of clearly in place and stated would be helpful to all. So thank you for listening to my comments. I'm sorry I'm not on video anymore, but I had to drive and do some parental chauffeuring. But I'll keep listening to the meeting until I switch out to another one. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak? Well, in that case, we'll move on to the response to comments from citizens. Is there anybody who wants to address anything now?
Maybe Susan, Mrs. Austin, you can, when you have time, reply to some about the band. And
Yes, actually, I kind of followed up on everything. It was really laid out very well, and there were some good reminders for us, as Mr. Whitney had reported. But all of these things I'm kind of using to guide those next communications. There were some great suggestions, especially on the website, so that parents really understand, what is it that differentiates, let's say, an honors orchestra or an honors anything compared to a college level. So I will follow up on that and get back to Mr. Whitney and the public.
Thank you. And what about the mask issue?
Yeah.
So I did send out that at that point, the CDC was strongly recommending mask wearing if you had 3 or more students in a classroom have COVID. And so that's a practice procedure that we're, asking parents at the administrative level in the buildings. I've actually noticed a lot more mask wearing, even myself, but we did a walkthrough at Fitch last Friday and Liz Porter and Matthew were there, and we did see many more masks. And I think people are more cognizant. While it's not mandated by the CDC, it is certainly strongly recommended. And we are keeping track of those numbers. We're reporting them out. They report kind of instantaneously as we receive them. So I would encourage families to go to that website to see where we're at. And Mr. Whitney's right. We just kind of went into that red zone. We were watching it closely. We were in the yellow, but we have gone into the red zone.
And Susan, when you went through the building, was that the masks, were they just among staff or did the students?
No, it was equally split up between staff and students.
Good, thank you. Okay, and we'll talk about the gifted and talented later.
Yes, we will.
All right, so then on to the.
I think
Andrea?
Beverly and Liz have questions.
Oh,
I
I'm
think.
sorry.
That's all right. I'm just watching your screen for you.
Thank you. I just saw that. I don't know who was first. So I see
Beverly.
Beverly. Oh,
Don't-
it was Liz. Let's go to
No,
Liz.
it's fine. Beverly, why don't you go?
Okay. Susan, have you been keeping track of the COVID cases in the school system?
Absolutely. Minute by minute. And so we have charts and graphs, and we have a particular part of the website. I might have even put the link for you in the board notes, but I can put it there again so you can actually see what we're seeing. So as soon as a case is reported, it instantly gets, put on this site on our own Google Doc and gets sent into the state. So we're still doing all of that.
So what are you seeing?
Well, we have seen an
Point of
increase.
order, point of order.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry. I'm
think
sorry.
We could
Okay.
be discussing this. It's not on the
No, that's
agenda.
true. Thank you.
So I think we have to wait till later.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
I just don't want to get into trouble.
No.
Okay. I was going to say the same thing as Beverly, so.
And Rita, did you have?
Rita, can I ask you?
No, I just didn't think we should be discussing it. It's only the response to comments from citizens is just if there's like something, if you read the little blurb here, if we just had a question for Mike, or if Susan, had a quick answer to something that had come up. So, but we can't have a discussion about it if it's not on the agenda.
Thank you, Rita.
So can I ask a question of Miss Joan?
I guess I
Joan?
can't stop you.
I'm here.
Joan, is there a place in our agenda that we can ask these questions, or do we have to put it on for another meeting?
You have to put it on to another meeting.
Okay, thank you.
We could do it at the end, right? Well, you can have comments from board members at the end, information and proposal, non-agenda, non-action items.
Joan, can't you add it to the agenda with a 2/3 vote or something like that?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
And I just saw Rebecca Bias put up that the COVID data is available at the Groton site. She's put up the link, and you can find the link right on the homepage. So we've put it in several places, and she's added the link for anybody who's on and wants to check that out.
Right, that's excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, is the student representative here tonight to give us a report?
I didn't see him, and I know that for next year, we're going to try to double up on the number of student representatives. They certainly get very busy at this time.
Yes.
Excuse me, Andrea, I think you missed my hand.
Did. Go ahead, Matthew.
Thank you. I'm not going to discuss something. My understanding of Mike Whitney's request, as I processed it, was I think he was asking what metric, what's the threshold metric at which we communicate and at what frequency we communicate with the parents about the need to recommend masks. If
Okay.
I misunderstood, I apologize.
Why don't we delegate that to another discussion?
Mhm.
Can we do that, Mrs. Johnson?
I think
Yes.
to do a thorough job, I would like to be able to bring the team around. I see another comment from Denise Doolittle, who's definitely helped spearhead some of this work in, tracking cases and enhancing mitigating strategies and following those guidelines. So
So we'll move on to the superintendent's report then.
We
right.
can add that to our agenda, right? A discussion about the increase in COVID in our schools or something, add it to the end.
We've got a pretty long agenda, so I said I would prefer being able to bring back a more comprehensive
Okay.
look at that with the staff so that we do it justice. I don't
And
wanna
send it
just
out
rush
to
it.
everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
So you all received an end of the year activities, and if we start from the bottom of the page, June 17th is our graduation date for our seniors. We're really excited about that. 6 p.m. and we're hoping for sunshine, not too hot, just right temperatures, and we'll all be there with bells on. The middle school promotion ceremony is on the 14th of June. And that will be on the turf field. I don't know how many board members were able to be there last year, but that's also a wonderful occasion. And Principal Bass wanted it on their field, on their turf for that, because it really is a moving up to Fitch High School, and they'll get their day in the sun on the field, the Fitch field, in 4 years. In addition to that, we've had lots of band and orchestra events at all of our schools. I think Northeast Academy just this past week had the 4th and 5th grade, and I think they filled the auditorium at Fitch High School and the parking lot. They always do such an amazing job, as do all of the elementary schools and our middle school and high school. So kudos to all of them, but there's quite a comprehensive list for board members if they'd like to attend any of these events, or I think it's a sheet that we can also put up on the website for others to see.
And Susan, I noticed that the two things that I wanted to attend were not there. And one of them is the honors night at the high school. That's not listed.
Oh, that's this week. I think it's Wednesday. I don't know why it wasn't listed. Hold on. But I can get that for you. I think there's an honors for both the middle school and for the high school.
It's not there. And also the honoring of a citizen who has been supportive of the school, and the breakfast is always at the Coast Guard Academy, and I did not see that.
Are you talking about for military volunteers?
I'm not sure.
The military partner volunteers, when we do it with the military superintendent liaison group?
At the Coast Guard Academy.
Right. We're not doing that this year just because of the spike with COVID.
well.
I talked to Miranda next year.
Okay, I'll be there. Thank you.
And I did find that, well, I'll get back to you on that other
Are there
date.
any other end of the year events that
I don't know. Joyce has reached out to all the principals multiple times, and this is the data that we've gathered.
Good. All right.
Yeah,
then we're
there
on.
should be the what is it? The award ceremony at the high school is not on here.
Right.
Yes, I wrote that down to get to you. For both the middle school and the high school. Actually, the awards for 8th grade are June 9th.
You're right. They're here.
Yeah. And I can't see any hands up. So are there any other questions? Okay. And we'll move on to the assistant superintendent's report.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen just to show you a little bit about what's going on this summer. I shared it at the COW and you did receive it in your packet, but I'll try to go through it. Can you guys see that? Can everyone see that?
Yes.
And I'll continue to try. I did have a copy of this that has some contact information. So I did promise you that, so I will update it and get it out to you. But we do have our special education extended year summer school going on. Obviously, Denise Doolittle has a lot to do with that. But you can see that, and I won't read it all to you because you guys can read, but you can see the dates there. And I was able to list which food services will be provided each day. At our elementary STEM camps, Christina Post and Ben Moon are in charge of those happening at Charles Barnum. And you can see there's a couple sessions running from 9 to 12. And students receive some food that day as well, some light snacks. At the middle school STEAM camp, Carrie Carter is the director of the middle school camp that's happening at GMS. Students get breakfast there every day as well. At Fitch High School, Adam Diskin is the admin in charge, and Joe Arcarisi is the director of the Fitch Summer School Program that happens throughout the month of July and into August. I think it was the day we had the COW, we had learned about the Aluminum Falcon Robotics Summer Camp. So there's some more detailed information. Sherry Fakis is sort of organizing all of that. And you can see the different sessions and the time they're running. That's happening at Thames River Magnet. 3 different sessions happening, I believe each week or each session is a different level from beginner to advanced. I noted last time as well, and I continue to meet with Ernie and find out when those 12 sites are going to be identified. But just as a reminder, there will be 12 sites available to all students 18 and under, with breakfast and lunch provided free of charge. So we'll have locations and times for that as well. And as of now, people will be able to gather. It's not a drive-through. I guess it was a drive-through in the past couple of summers. So students will have the opportunities there.
And we can't even bag it and grab and go like we did in the past. They really have to have that snack at the place where they are. So those.
Where did that mandate come from, Susan?
That is through his, I think his, I don't know, I'll have to find out, but I believe that's through the food service committee or through the state.
And I'm sorry, I just wanted to share one more thing. This is something we just received. This is hot off the presses. I received it about an hour before the meeting started. It's a brief overview of the Blues and Beyond program that I spoke of at the COW, their summer program. There's aspects of it that are, most of it is live and in person, and they do have some interactive video segments as well. As you can see here, it's a fully immersive program that's led by world-class professional musicians that we've been working with, who teach the story of African Americans and the roots of American music, highlighting both the historical and the musical legacies. Again, I won't read this whole thing, and I will get this out to you so you can read it, but it really is it's been a great program for our students at Groton Middle School. So we're happy to bring it for the summer as well. You can see that it's an interdisciplinary and culturally responsive program that supports students grades 3 through 12. So throughout the district. This is just a brief overview of all the pieces to it. As you can see, it not only hits the Common Core standards and some college and career readiness, but it also incorporates the musical standards, social emotional learning, social studies through the lens of music, and like I said, integration into in-person or distance learning platforms should it be necessary. And obviously the highlight right here that I'm circling, is this final 90-minute performance with the Blues and Beyond house band. Anyone who is able to attend that at the school, at Fitch High School, the kids actually write the music and they write the lyrics throughout their time there, and then it's performed by a real live band. So it's really exciting for the kids to see their music and their lyrics brought to life. But again, we'll get more information as to exactly what the dates are for this, but they just sent out to us this afternoon in preparation for the summer program.
Bill, can you tell me how the groups are configured? If it's 3 through 12, how are the groups configured?
Yeah, Andrea, I'll get you that information. I'm not really sure. I was happy to see that it expanded to all those groups because we've only traditionally been using it at our middle school. So I'll get that information and I'll pass that along. to the board and to the public.
Are there any questions from the board? Rita? That I
Yes.
saw.
You did? Yes, I think this is wonderful. There's a lot going on. But I keep wondering when we are going to address our elementary students and possibly some middle school students who may be having difficulties in reading and math.
Yep. If I
When, just the STEM camp is for a week, the end of June, and then again, at the beginning, it just doesn't seem to be enough to me. And I
Yep.
was really hoping that we would have a real tutoring session where kids could really, that maybe, want to move up to the next level or struggling a little bit, could have some
Yeah,
help.
we couldn't agree more. And we do have that. It's not listed on that summer camp sheet, but we did meet with the math specialist and the literacy specialist just last week. And so we started setting the parameters, and the positions have been posted for summer tutoring. So I am happy to report that. And that'll be open to everyone, although the buildings themselves and the specialists will be identifying students through their grades and through their ongoing assessments for students that they'll reach out specifically to certain families for students that they think it'll be most beneficial for. And those sessions will
Be
happen.
in their home school, because some of these, for students just to only get to Charles Barnum might be difficult.
Yep,
So-
we have arranged it so they can do the tutoring at the home school or the school closest to them, and also online, if that's just like we did last year. So it's going to be between the teacher and the students that they're assigned. They'll be able to see whatever works for both the tutor and for the student. So we're excited about that. Right now, like I said, it's been posted, and we're going to wait to see what the numbers are in terms of staff that we have, and then we'll look at that. We'll look at the group of kids who have signed up or have been identified and split them up accordingly. So I'll continue to
also-
give you updates on that.
We also provide transportation to the camps from the homeschool, from neighborhood hubs for the middle school and high school kids. So we really know that access is important and all kids should have access. So we make it happen.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Beverly?
Thank you. How's you mentioning tutoring online? How successful was that program?
The feedback from both the students who did it last year and the faculty was that it was tremendously successful. The students were focused. Obviously, they were used to the online learning from the time through the pandemic, and it really made it convenient for a lot of parents and a lot of students to be able to do it. Even, some kids even did it while they were on vacation. And it also made things easy if things changed at the last minute to reschedule. They use the online platform. So from both the students and the tutors, they found it very successful.
Did the students progress in the level? Like if they were at level 3, did they go level 4? I mean, how are we judging success?
Well, in the conversation with the specialist, we asked that about the jump, and we didn't necessarily see a jump from level to level, but what it did help kids do is maintain where they were. Students who might have struggled and might have fallen backwards were able to sort of keep their head above water. And of course, that's a big step in itself. We're going to do a better job this year in terms of tracking those kids who receive the tutoring as they move throughout the year. But what this specialists were telling us was that they really saw the difference in terms of the kids' confidence moving into this year, and they were able to sort of not necessarily jump a level, because again, I think the deficits created by COVID, were great, but they were able to help those kids gain that confidence and stay at the level they were, if not increase slightly.
So instead of having a double whammy with a COVID slide and a summer slide, we were able to really get them back on track for this year. And you will see in our F&Ps and in our Lexia Rapid assessment, some of the growth that we've seen over the year. So that data, they're finishing up those assessments as we speak this month and probably even into June. And that information will be coming to the board for you to take a look at that.
Okay, yeah, because I haven't seen any assessments yet. And I think when I first got on the board, I asked for some data, and I never received any yet. So I'll be looking forward to seeing that. But Phil, that's a
Yes.
great way to measure success is, they stay level, they gain confidence, even if they don't jump up a grade. If they
Yep.
stay where they are and you're maintaining them, that's great too. So
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
thought those were great observations by our teachers. Yep.
It keeps them reading books all summer and doing math too.
Are there any other questions for Mr. or Dr. Piazza? Well, then, I think it's Ken Knight.
Well, Ken Knight is taking a much needed vacation. And he
Well,
has a son that graduated from college.
Oh,
But
nice.
I have his sheet, so I have the, starting with the object code for FY 21. Actually, it should be 22.
It is 22.
I don't know why it said 21 on the sheet. So I think he had reported just at the last COW that we were at about $141,262. So as we're wrapping up the year and final purchases are being made, he also has a game plan for how to spend any unused funds, and that went through the COW as well.
And will there be any further reporting on that at the next?
Well, I think we will keep you reporting on, because things change kind of dynamically from now till the end of June. So we'll keep you abreast of where we are. And then, of course, when you look at the medical information, the health insurance report, you see that we are a little more in the red of actual costs compared to budgeted costs in the month of March. Compared to in February, we were, our actual costs were less than what was budgeted. I know Lori Lapine is on the call if she wanted to add anything, and then she's going to help us get through our OPEB report.
Are we able to post that so that everybody can see it? Not just the board, because we have it public.
I apologize. I do not have it. Lori, would you have that report?
Hi, good evening. Unfortunately, I'm not at home, so I'm not in front of my computer at the moment, so I'm not able to share it.
But can the public find this on the website? They need it.
What's going to happen is it will go in with our minutes. So it'll all be included, and it's already on the website with the agenda. So any attachments that we have would be on the website with the agenda.
Okay, great.
Good question. And then Lori, did you want to speak to the OPEB?
Sure, I can speak. That was attachment number 5, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, and this is the annual actuarial report that we receive each year. What it does is it defines the town and the board's actuarially determined pension contribution for the budget year. So that is the board is familiar with this report. They've seen it previously in previous years connected to our budgeting process. So this is the report that came in to define our contribution.
And so it splits it out between the total town, the total Board of Ed, and then the grand total, it looks like.
That's correct. And our contribution is on the line that is labeled, I think is it ADV? ADC, thank you. So that is under the board's column, that is our required contribution for the budget year. And that's what Ken would have used in the budgeting process.
Are there any questions? I can't see any hands. Okay.
Anybody have any questions for Lori and I?
I guess not. Okay.
Thank you, Lori.
You're very welcome. Have
Thank
a good
you.
evening, everybody.
Maybe we could just say what that contribution is.
Are you still there?
Yeah. Well,
I'm here, but I don't have the document in front of me. Susan, do you
It
have it
looks like
handy?
it's $1,166,000 $350.
That's right. Thank you.
When Ken comes back, can he go over this with us?
He certainly could.
Thank you.
Okay. So we have, the next one is the reports and information from the staff. So building, oh, it's buildings and grounds. Where's Sam?
Sam should be on here.
I am here. Good evening again. So a quick update on school facilities. Regarding the Mystic and Thames River Magnet schools, we're working to wrap up the punch list for both of those schools. And I've had Kelly Nelly, who is with Arcadis, she has forwarded those two punch lists on to Mr. Waitloff and the Finance Committee. So we'll be looking at those at the next Finance and Facilities Committee meeting and go over those, and rest assured that we'll be pushing that forward to get those all taken care of and cleaned up as quickly as possible. Additionally, at Mary Morrison School, we are awaiting comment from the fire marshal regarding moving into the building for robotics and treehouse. And there is a possibility we'll have another group in there. Possibly ECAT might be moving in there as well. So we'll be talking to Susan about that further and determining whether those three groups will be going in there shortly. But we're just waiting for the fire marshal to make a couple of comments on questions that we had. So once I have that, I'll let you know that we're ready to move forward with that, getting robotics in there. At Fitch High School, just last week, we had the crane there and we were able to install the new HVAC unit that we got through the ESSER funds at the vintage section of the building. The 2800s are what might be called the business wing. That was installed last week, and the wiring was finished up, and they are running that to make sure that everything is running smoothly now. The second unit, what I call the main unit or the big unit, which does all of the office spaces and the new section of the building, that one is still in transit. It hasn't arrived yet. We're waiting for it to arrive, and as soon as it does arrive, we will install it. So that is still on its way. Regarding summer building usage, the next item, as Dr. Piazza noted, there are lots of activities in all of our schools, between camps, parks and rec, summer school, etc. Both our custodial and maintenance staffs are gearing up for the challenge of keeping the buildings clean, getting our maintenance projects done while kids are using the buildings, students are using the buildings, and prepping for the new school year at the same time. Each summer, the custodial staff goes through every classroom or every room in every building and do a top to bottom thorough cleaning of every room. So with the amount of usage that we're going to have this year, it will be a challenge, but Mr. Gaston, who is our custodial supervisor, assures me that we'll be able to get those done in a timely fashion. So that's it for my report. Thank you. Any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Are there any questions? I just want to attest to what Sam said, and I know as through my experience as a principal, how the custodial staff works in the summer, and they are to be congratulated, and of course you, Sam, for your leadership in that. Okay, I think we're done with that. And now on to committee reports, and I'll tell you from a conversation I had with Erica today. We're planning for our June meeting because we discovered that the committee, the policy meeting was scheduled for the same night as the middle school promotion. So we're not going to be able to do that. I'm waiting for responses from the committee themselves. We may be able to select another date that will accommodate us. So I sent that email today. So curriculum.
Sorry, I'm here. So we met on Monday, May 16th, just last week. And what we started was the beginning of our the review of the program of studies at the high school. And there was a number of questions that we went through that we were able to answer, and others that Dr. Piazza was given charge to go find the answers of too. So he has a list that he's going to have to work on. We also we're not able to get through everything because we went through the program of studies quite thoroughly. What we are anticipating to do is to also make sure we do an audit at this time, so we're matching curriculum to the posted course descriptions within the program of studies. So it's just something that we had planned to do earlier, and so we're going to be continuing with that. Our future topics include the review of graduation requirements, the review of the Groton Middle School Program of Studies, and we're having at our June 13th meeting, we're having a discussion with about college prep versus basic classes. So that's June, that's on the docket. So I also want to say that we are, because of recent occurrences, the committee does not have a full staff. So there's just it's just myself and Dr. Ackerman that are on this committee. So we're hoping that once we get back to full strength, that would be wonderful. But if anybody has any, recommendations or interest, please don't hesitate to pop in. It's always good to see Matthew. He's there. So I appreciate that. Future dates, we changed a couple of things just to let you know. Our next date is June 13th, and then we will be meeting in July as well as August. And I have a whole docket of the new dates, so I'll make sure that gets out to all of you, because we really find that our work, we want to be a little bit more focused, because we did get a number of our meetings were canceled due to whatever circumstances there were, like holidays or whatever. So Phil, did I miss anything? Andrea, did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
No, other than we're going to be also reviewing a lot of the curriculum that's been written during the school year at the 13th meeting as well.
Thank you.
Updates and new classes. So I will get you that list, and I'll get you the documents ahead of time.
Yes, there's one class, I think it was at the high school, was the meteorology class.
Yes.
And so, but we're working, like I said, we're working with make sure the program of studies matches the curricula.
Beverly?
Liz, I would love to listen to your meeting or join in, not join the committee, but you meet way too early for me because I work, and I don't get off from work till almost 6 o'clock. So that's why I don't join in.
Beverly, if you have any questions or anything, or you want us to find something, don't hesitate to email me, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. Dean? Dean has.
Oh, Dean.
Yeah. Yes, thanks. Am I unmuted? Okay, good, cool. Let me know if this question is out of order. And I've missed a couple of meetings here and there, and if somebody could clarify for me, when and how did we dispose of Latin in the curriculum?
Susan wanted you to address that, because I don't think we have disposed of it.
No,
but
It's not in the program. So when I see disposed, I'm not including the tail end. For example, my daughter's in the program, the grandfathered program. I'm talking about Latin anew, Latin from here on out. That had been a discussion. Questions have been raised before. I don't see it in the program. I'm not going to say that I was surprised, but when and how was the decision made to scotch Latin altogether?
My suggestion is you put that as an agenda topic to be discussed.
Very well.
Yep. We will, Dean. Thank you very much. We'll add that to our to June 13th. Hopefully it doesn't get too long. Thanks, Dean.
I can't see any other hands, so are there any other questions? Comments? Okay, then we'll move on to finance and facilities.
Yes, good evening. So we met on May 3rd. We discussed the out-of-district student tuition rates. We reviewed the end-of-year unexpended funds that Susan just summarized. We delved into the health insurance reserve update. We discussed field use and overusage, status of any outstanding items at Mystic River and Thames River Magnet Schools. We received an update on the solar panel purchase agreement. We discussed the timeline for the bus contract negotiations, and we discussed the combined GMS and FHS buses. All of those minutes are available on the Groton Public Schools website.
Are there any questions or comments?
Comment.
Go ahead, Matthew.
Jay, listened to a public radio program on the future of electric vehicles in school buses. Is that anything that could be brought up as even to explore the possibility, given that we pay for the fuel as well as for the service?
I'm told that given that our buses are on duty for 12 hours a day, I spoke to someone who works in the industry, and they said it's not feasible. You have to also include that even though the buses are on duty 12 hours a day, some go even later than that. So, obviously we can ask STA if there's some new technology and how much that'll cost, to make them all new bus when the contract is up. Obviously we'll incur a considerable additional fee, but we certainly can add that as a future agenda item since it's not on our agenda to discuss tonight.
I understand.
Yes. Yes, Jay, I was going to mention that the state now has funding for the schools to electrify their buses, and towns can apply for the funding. I think it's actually by 2035 that all buses have to be not to use a diesel or gas or whatever they use. So I think it's something we really have to discuss, and in between bus runs, the buses could be charged. They're not, moving constantly, like after one run, they could charge and then again another time. But I think by 2035, all buses have to be powered by electricity.
Okay, we can certainly add that as a future agenda item. As I said, my personal discussions are that the technology isn't there yet.
Yeah, well, hopefully it'll come.
Could I add a comment, please? I don't know how to raise my hand other than I did. I don't see it on my screen. So I did receive information from the state of Connecticut regarding electrifying school buses. And I did forward that on to STA, and they were going to attend some of those seminars regarding electrifying school buses. So their management team will be looking into that.
Thank you, Sam.
But I think the grants for our state, the districts could apply, and they're competitive. And so I think as soon as you can get in, asking for the funding would probably be great.
Anybody else? Any other questions or comments? Then we'll move on. Negotiations.
Hey, communications.
Oh, pardon me. Who's running this meeting anyway? Me or you?
You want to go to negotiations, fine.
Go ahead, Liz.
We had, and Matthew and I had a meeting today. Last month, I was not in attendance, so Matthew is the constant, thank God. But just wanted to give you a quick update. There is going to be a communication survey sent out to all of our parents within the next week. Rebecca Bez got on with us today, and we kind of tweaked it. We asked her to be able to identify more specifically about trends, like what's your greatest, to be able to rank different things. And it's for not only for their school, but also for the district. And parents will only have to fill out one survey. I don't care if you have 15 kids in the school system, you only have to do it once. So that's going to be very helpful for us to get that information and to see how our parents are getting the information. One of the things that we're looking at is to have an app that will connect all the pieces so they don't have to go through and do all these different things. So I wanted to say, I think that's really exciting. I want to, commend, Rebecca and Dr. Piazza, because they're really leading this charge. The other thing is Clint Kennedy came on and he's telling us that by the end of the school year, they have gotten the new laptops for all the teachers. And so by the end of the year, all teachers will be able to take home a brand new laptop and to be able to learn that. They're doing, he's actually got one-on-one coaching so that people can learn how to take and figure out this new technology or new piece. And there's PD that's going to be available to all of our teachers. That's just an overview of a couple of things that are going on, but there's one of his main goal is to make sure that we are that all of these changes and things that are going on are sustainable, even as ESSER funds are going to be going away in a few years. His primary goal is to make sure that our technology piece is sustainable. So,
can I just add one little ad lib about teacher laptops? When Mike and I came in, that was one of the first things we needed to do. So that the first rollout, and this is the second rollout in my tenure, the first rollout was something like 2014-15. So those computers lasted a pretty good while.
Yes. But what's really good coming from a teacher point of view is, and I know there's some teachers on, is that every teacher will have the same technology. Mm-hmm. And that is so essential that there isn't this, oh, well, I've got something old and I've got something new, or it is across the boards equal. And that makes me, the retired teacher here, very, very happy. And I saw Corey Mott put his thumb up too, and I can understand. So, kudos to them, but also kudos to making sure that we are sustainable. Yes, I get the verbal, so.
And I think Clint made two other comments that I think were just wonderful to hear. The old laptops the teachers are going to be turning in are all going to be refurbished and made available to our students.
Yep.
And the hope is to have a Prometheum board in every room. It is a new and improved technology which will make learning a lot more accessible to our kids.
Thank you, Matthew. I had it on my list. I didn't say it.
Rita, I saw your hand up. You have a
no, Matthew answered my question.
Okay, good. Okay, negotiations. That would be Susan, I would think, right?
No, it's us. We've been meeting with the teachers, and we have another meeting about Schedule C, I believe Thursday evening.
That's right.
Thank you. The teacher and GEA liaison with the Board of Ed.
Well, there's one before that, Andrea.
Learn.
Oh, how could I forget that, Rita?
Sorry. Yeah, Learn. We had a wonderful meeting last week. Let's see. Unfortunately, the state did not increase any magnet school funding, but they did give all the rest in Connecticut $1.2 million to share to help support mental health. And also they increased funding for bilingual state education. There was also another bill that was passed by the legislature that certain towns in the state of Connecticut is going to receive their magnet school tuitions will be paid for by the state. New London benefits from this grant, but and there were just probably Hartford, New Haven, Bridgeport, but not Groton, unfortunately. So we will be paying our own magnet school tuitions. Learn is still, they're adding on to the Ocean Avenue Learning Center in the hopes of having more classrooms so they can, we have a long waiting list of students that would like to go to the Ocean Avenue Learning Center. And we had a preliminary discussion of the evaluation of the executive director, and also a discussion about all the different summer school programs that are going on throughout the Learn region. Most of them were focusing on closing the learning gap from, and also because of the isolation created by COVID. That's it. Thank you.
Then we have the town council, RTM, and Board of Ed. Susan, would you speak to that? Because I wasn't able to do that.
I don't know that we've had that liaison group. That's the town and the city council,
Right.
RTM and Board of Ed. And I don't know that they've selected a date yet, a day time yet. So I put a question mark because I have not seen it on the calendar. It seems to be canceled.
That would be why I wasn't there.
That's why you weren't there.
So Susan, what about the AGSA? Would you-
That's us, Andrea.
No, I know that, but I don't know.
Yeah,
who-
we have a meeting on Wednesday at 4 o'clock.
Oh, we
and-
do. And I'm not able to meet with you because I have Martin Luther King.
Right. Oh, okay. So that's our next meeting is Wednesday at 4 o'clock.
Right. Okay. Now, Groton Scholarship, that's Liz.
Yep, just to let you know, Groton Scholarship gave out $43,000 worth of scholarships this year, which you will hear the highest amount given out was, I think, $4,000. So it was really quite a number of students. I'm sorry, I don't have the number. I think there were 42 students that received, everybody who applied received some form of a scholarship between $500 up to $4,000. And those people will be announced at the awards assembly.
Very nice. Thank you, Liz.
And the
Welcome.
awards for the high school is May 31st at
May
Fitch High
31st.
School. But I'll make sure we add those dates to the running record and send that out.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? I can't see anybody's hands. Okay. Athletic fields, is that Jay?
Yes, Athletic Fields hasn't met for many months as the town council decides what they're going to do with the former Claude Chester property.
Okay. And the State Council on Educational Opportunities for Military Children has that. We've had our two meetings for the year. So now, Rita, walk me through this, through the action items. So we get a motion for the consent.
Excuse me, Andrea,
Yes.
I have another report.
Oh,
I have a report that's been left off the list.
Um,
The library had 3 items on their May meeting agenda that intersect with our school district. The first is they're prepared for the summer reading program. They pulled together the lists with our faculty.
Matt, could you stop for a moment? Is that a committee?
Oh.
I don't think so.
I don't see it on the agenda. We have
Yeah,
to go
I
by
don't
the
either.
agenda.
yeah.
Right.
I think
Then could
Matt-
I ask that the library be placed on the agenda for school
Well-
meeting business?
You could suggest it at the end of the meeting as a future agenda topic.
That's fine.
Right. That's when that goes, at the end of the meeting. I think
Hey,
you just need a vote to ask for a vote for the consent agenda.
So
and then
moved.
that, and then that
Second.
covers all of the things that are listed under there, correct?
I'm sorry, I did not catch who seconded that.
Dean,
Second, Jay Whiteloff.
oh, I thought
Okay,
Dean,
thank you.
okay.
You might want to thank Mr. Goyle.
Oh, thank you. I haven't done this in so long, and I didn't expect to do it tonight, so I didn't have a lot of time to rehearse. So the board thanks Mystic Oil Company through the Exxon Mobil Educational Alliance grant has donated $500 to the Groton Middle School to be used toward any purchases made for maintenance and support in mental health and science education. And Rita, would you like to go on from there?
I'd love to.
Bear
And
me.
we'd also like to thank the Strategic Deterrent Coalition, who donated $2,000 to be used by the Fitch Falcons robotics team. That's wonderful. And also the Strategic Deterrent Coalition has donated $2,000 to be used by the Fitch Falcons music program. Well, thank you very much.
I agree with that. And I hope anybody who has trouble reading out loud uses me as a model, because, you know, with all the education courses I've taken and the degrees I've achieved, I still can't read out loud. So, you know, just I'm hoping that this is an inspiration for somebody else. So, old business, and is there any old business? I don't think.
Excuse
Gotta
me,
call for the motion first.
What
don't
do I
we have to
motion?
vote? Don't
We
we
have to
have to
vote on
vote?
the consent
You have to
agenda.
vote for the consent agenda.
Okay, motion for the consent
No,
agenda.
just say, how many are in favor?
All those in favor?
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Okay,
Opposed?
opposed?
No.
No,
Abstained.
abstained.
Oh.
Motion passes, okay.
Great.
Ah. Now on to old business.
None.
That was
New-
easy.
New business. Okay, so there's a discussion and possible action regarding the. No?
Somebody has to read the motion first.
Oh,
I'll read the motion.
okay.
The motion is to approve the field trip request to Montreal and Quebec City scheduled for May 26, 2023 through May 30th, 2023.
And there's an attachment, attachment. We've already seen all of this.
I think we need a second.
I second the motion.
Right. Yep.
Discussion?
All in favor? Okay, discussion. Rita.
Yes. I'd like to hear from someone to tell us why the rules for our policy were not followed and why this was submitted so late. It's my feeling
For
is that
next year.
it's for next year, so that we need to approve this. This is going to be a whole year from now for 20 to 25 students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are they going to be doing fundraising for the cost of this? It would just
So-
be, usually one of the teachers comes on and explains it.
She should be here, Erin.
Sure.
Montgomery.
Hi,
Yeah,
everyone.
She's here.
Hi,
Thank
Erin.
you,
So I
Erin.
am Erin Montgomery, and I am a French teacher at the high school, and I'm back again. Last year I was back at this time to have the trip approved, and it was approved to Quebec. And then when we came back to school this year, we came back with masks. So I thought, you know, we best postpone until next year, same time. So that's what I'm doing now. We waited through the year. I decided to add in Montreal because that's a big university town. And I think there's some history. There's a science center there. So I was trying to incorporate the STEAM thing, give something for everybody. And students will miss 2 days of school. However, it falls over the Memorial Day weekend. So I think it's a great time. At that point, AP testing, IB testing has passed. So if students want to study for their final exams on the bus, that is an option for them. But I was thinking that I'm not sure that they're going to want to do that. However, I just think it's a great time of the year. It's a great time weather-wise. There are some other trips going on in the summer, but they're a lot more expensive. As far as fundraising, I would definitely like to do some fundraising and a movie night. But we have to be careful with the fundraising for like equity issues. Like you have to kind of spread it to all students. And that's kind of hard because we know that there's, you know, a difference in our need with our population, our demographic that we serve. but I really don't know how you can't spread the funds across everyone who wants to go. I've never really grappled with that when I've traveled with students before. Kind of any money that I have raised, and this was in one of my former districts, all students had access to that money. So it wasn't sort of like this particular student got money and this student did not. So if you have any suggestions on how to sort of spread the wealth, if you will, from the fundraising across the demographic of the students who would like to travel, I am so open to that. Because I want to make sure this is an equitable situation. Montreal and Quebec are much more cost effective than going to France. It's really hard for families to, swing that kind of expense. And, I understand. So what are your thoughts?
Well, you've done this trip before, right, Erin? You've taken kids on this trip, and I think it was a
I have
very
done this
valuable trip.
Yes, I've done this trip, not in Groton, but in a former district. And when I did fundraising in that district, we spread the money that we raised. We did some yard sales where we had, kids that were interested in going on the trip. They brought in stuff from home. We did some, like I said, yard sales. We spread that money kind of across the entire group. And then when I've traveled with Groton, the fundraiser, once again, when I traveled with the middle school, went across the entire group as well.
So I think we talked to administration and also colleagues who are also doing this to see what's the best way so that all kids have equal access.
Right. And I think the, $1,100-$1,200 cost is reasonable for everything that the students get. I wish that all students could afford it, but we know that quite often, it's just not financially feasible for every single family. And I wish I
think that's something we need to discuss with the administrators to figure out how, if a child wants to go on this trip, we can make sure that happens.
Yeah.
Right. That would be
I believe
wonderful.
that the principal has a fund that would take care of that. And this sounds like a wonderful trip. Sounds great.
I see Bev Washington has her hand up.
Thank you, Susan. It would not only be for this trip though, Susan, it would be for all those other trips that are going on, Hawaii, and where else are they going? To Portugal? I forget. But to make sure students can go on all those trips, because those trips cost more money. And I am in favor of the fundraiser, the money raised from fundraising is distributed equally across the board. So it just reduces everybody's costs. My question is, right now, I'm not absolutely sure, but I'm pretty sure that you cannot go into Canada. Anyway, so my question would be, do the kids have insurance if the trip next year is canceled because we cannot go into Canada? Do they get their money back? And is that going to be a big problem getting their money back?
So that's a wonderful question. And that actually, that same question has come up with prior trips. And that's something that I would have to work out with Explorica. But if students cannot go into Canada for whatever reason, I mean, if they can go in and they're immunized, then that's one thing. But if the country says, look, you're not coming in without, a COVID test or being immunized, then we'll have to sort of, I hate to say broach that when it happens, but all trips are sort of kind of in this fence situation with the COVID restrictions. I don't know if that's making any sense, but it would be hard for me to say that right now. Any travel company is always going to recommend that you get travel insurance, in case you should fall ill,
So
or,
are
there's a
students getting
family.
travel insurance?
I'm sorry?
Are our students getting travel insurance?
So when I reach out to parents and families about the trip, once it's approved, and I would think that, I can't speak for other folks that are traveling, but I would recommend highly that families get travel insurance. Something comes up, their child is ill, they can't travel, then they get their money back. I know in the past, there was a trip that was going to go prior to COVID. And I know that Dr. Grenier had worked with the travel company to make sure that students were able to get their money back, because it was right before COVID hit, the trip was planned and so forth. So I would only imagine that if we can't enter into Canada, that the travel company would say, you can't do it, we're going to refund your money. So that is something I'm going to have to kind of tackle with them as we go through this procedure. But that is you're not going to know that at the last minute. You're going to have plenty of notice for that. You
might even be able to reach out to them now, Erin, and just, note these questions and ask them for that clarification on that. Things
Sure, I
have
can
changed
definitely
over
do that.
each year that we've had COVID, and restrictions have gotten tighter and then looser. So I understand that
But that's an excellent question. And, it's one that I know we ran into that in the past. So maybe, do you recall, Susan, when Dr. Grenier had that issue? It was with the Cutler Middle School trip and COVID had hit. And I know he worked really hard with the company to get the money back. I heard.
Yeah,
from
I
a few
just don't want to
students
put
what
us in that situation again. So I think if we can ask these
No.
questions ahead of time.
Right,
and see
right.
what will the company do for us?
Right. I completely understand. That's not a situation anybody wants to be in.
Right.
And we certainly don't want to lose money or have any students, families lose money. So I will ask that question. I have a feeling it's going to be sort of open-ended because I feel like everybody is sort of experiencing this right now. But I can ask that and then get back to you. And then if you want to make a decision on this, pending that answer, or however you want to move forward, with this.
Just like to
and
say real
whatever you
quick,
feel
Erin, I'm sorry to
comfortable with.
interrupt it, but
Sure.
generally just as the board is looking at this particular trip and has looked at the other trips, generally what we've seen is that the travel insurance will cover students for individual issues that will arise per student that they cannot make the trip. But I do want to say that these educational trip companies have been very good. If there is a restriction on travel or if the trip cannot go, they've done a nice job in terms of offering refunds. Oftentimes there is a small deposit that goes that the students will lose out on, but they'll get the majority of their money back. So that's generally been the policy. We will follow up to make sure we understand exactly and make sure that the parents understand exactly what they're paying for and how that will work. But these, oftentimes the travel insurance is for the individuals. Got sick right before the trip.
Right.
They have the travel insurance that covers them, as opposed to the entire group can't go because they're closing the border. That's a whole separate thing. So I think that, but we'll certainly make sure that the parents understand and that we know the company's policy in regard to that.
McGuire, can you get back to us on, please?
Beverly, would you say that again?
I asked Miss McGuire, right?
Montgomery.
No, Montgomery.
I'm sorry. If she
Sure,
can get back to us on that.
I can definitely get back to you with an emailed answer, or I can, if, I'm not sure if there's a decision now, or you want to make a decision once I get back to you, or how you want to
No,
handle
I'm good.
it.
I'm good with that. No, just give it to me with the tour company says. I can make a decision now. That's not going to affect my decision.
Matthew, I saw
Just
that
want the
your hand-
parents to know, everything up front.
Right. And I'm kind of anticipating that as a question just because of the times that we're living in with, COVID. I definitely anticipating that will come up. when I meet with parents. So I definitely want to have some more concrete answers to give them. But in terms of the travel insurance, I always, like Mr. Kelleher said, it's always a good idea to have that in case something else should arise.
And Erin, you can't,
Thank you.
I'm unfamiliar with travel insurance and that sort of thing. So, and there's no such thing as like a group travel. It has to be individual.
So what happens is when you sign up through Explorica or whatever travel group you're going to use, there is a separate travel insurance that you can get. And then, if something is to happen, your child is sick and can't make the trip, then you're able to get back the money.
I see.
So
So
it's just like any
individual.
other. Yeah. And it's always a good idea to have that.
Okay, thank you. Matthew, I saw your hand up before. Do you still have a question?
No, I sent a note to Mr. Keller with some information.
Okay, are there any other questions? Okay, so I'm assuming now we're ready to take a vote on this. Is that correct?
Yes.
So, and Liz, you read it, right? Is that correct?
Yep, I did. Do you want
Okay.
me to read it again?
No,
Well, I think we
Okay.
can move on.
Okay.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye. How many is that? I don't know. I can't see.
I think it's
So-
everyone.
However many we are.
Sorry. Okay.
Anyway.
Opposed? Abstained? I do believe that passes.
Yay, Erin.
Yeah,
Have
good.
fun.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so now, the second one.
Thank you.
Who would be willing to read the second one? Rita, how about you?
Oh, okay. I was going to ask to have this tabled, but anyway, I'll read it.
Oh.
To approve policy P6172.1 gifted and/or talented students program as a first reading. So it's a first reading, so I can ask my questions after.
Second.
Okay,
I think that was, Elizabeth, are you
I'm
second?
seconding it.
okay. All right, so discussion comes now, right?
Right.
So Rita,
Yeah, I don't quite understand a lot of it, this policy. I don't understand, like on the second page, C, new transfers to Groton who have formerly been identified should be considered as gifted in Groton. I think they should be considered after the PPT like everyone else in Groton. Depending on what district they came from. There's just a lot of things I don't understand about the math scale scores and the ELA scaled scores, what all this means. It's,
So can
Is-
I've got
is
I
Denise
would
here.
like to hear from somebody to explain it to me.
All right,
is Denise here?
Denise is here.
Okay,
And by law, we need to identify our students as gifted and or talented. It's a
Mhm.
law. And there are procedures that we can put into place. So what you received in your handout, along with our agenda, was a policy written that, Denise and the team took a great deal of time looking at, and also regulations we've had in place. We have been identifying gifted students. We haven't done probably as good a job on the talented part. So we've really looked to Dr. Joe Renzulli and Dr. Reese up at UConn for their, they really run the National Center of Gifted and Talented at UConn. So I'm going to ask Denise if she can speak to the policy and the regulations and what we do for our kids in Groton.
Thank you, Susan. Good evening, everyone. What we have done with the policy and the attached regulations is try as closely as we can to follow the guidelines that the State Department of Education have put out in March of 2019. They're guidelines for districts to follow for the identification and planning of services for students who are gifted and talented. And we tried to follow the 6 gifted education programming standards that are recommended by the National Association for Gifted Children. And those are learning and development, assessment, curriculum and instruction, learning environments, programming, and professional development. So the policy does identify children in grades 4 and 6. However, due to the COVID pandemic and the fact that we've had a hybrid schedule the past couple of years, we are also identifying students in grades 3 and 5. That's number one. Number two, we are using the SBAC scores, but the main point I want to make is that we are using multiple measures because one of the most important factors in identifying children who are gifted and talented is using multiple measures of assessment. So we're looking at not only, and this is really just for the gifted component, children who have high intellectual capability, we're not only looking at SBAC scores and at the students scoring in that high band, but we're also looking at a teacher checklist that's developed by Joseph Renzulli that has characteristics that are commonly exhibited by children who are gifted and talented. That provides input from the teaching team. There's other criteria that we have not included in the exact policy and regulations. It's in a packet that we give to the teachers. There's worksheets for them to look at curriculum-based assessments, for them to look at interim alternative assessments, and some of the assessments that we use in higher level math classes. So there's a variety of assessments that are used for gifted. In terms of talented, this is where some of our PD comes in. We have teachers developing rubrics to use in the identification of children who are gifted in the creative arts. We also have children identified as talented, in musical and drama. And this is really supported through our magnet theme. And this work is ongoing during TLI days and during department meeting days. The policy does go on and give teachers guidance in terms of that identification process, because the identification process does need to be done through a PPT meeting. And then I wanted to respond to what Mr. Whitney had asked in terms of some information about the opportunities that our children have once they're identified as gifted and or talented in the classroom. And I will reference again the state guidelines for gifted education and talented education. We strive to incorporate many of their recommendations, which is number one, differentiation. And it would be differentiation in depth and complexity of the curriculum. And that would be in the classroom for high intellectual ability children or creative students. Sometimes this looks like curriculum compacting or personalized learning, but it does include acceleration into more advanced classes for particular subjects. We are fortunate that we're able to provide that for a small group of students at Groton Middle School, with the middle school, high school being on the same campus and having a similar schedule. That's something we hope to expand in the future. We also work with teachers around grouping students and providing advanced level readings and problems for problem solving. And then lastly, we're working with teachers in terms of professional development to continue to develop rubrics for the identification of students in the dramatic, musical, and visual arts. So I hope that answered some of the questions, but I'm certainly happy to answer more.
Did you mention the use of Otis Lennon, piloting the Otis Lennon assessment, which is really, more of a spatial reasoning?
Another measure that we're looking into, we have a committee right now working with Pearson Education to look at the use of a standardized group ability test, specifically the Otis Lennon version 8. So that's something that we're gathering input from our administrative group and our specifically our school psychologists and school counselors who attend most of these gifted and talented PPTs. That would provide us with another measure.
I'm going to let Rita follow up.
I think Beverly was first.
I thought you had your hand up before, though. No?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay. Beverly? Beverly?
Thank you, Rita. Denise, thank you for your hard work on this policy. My only question is, as I read through it, and as Rita stated, if I'm an ordinary person, would not be able to understand this policy.
Right.
I mean, even when I'm reading it, I'm like, what does all this mean? Is there a way to, I mean, when you write policy, are you writing it for the community or are we writing it for the school district? And my other question is there a way to write this policy so a parent can understand what the policy is? Because I wouldn't understand all this stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Beverly. The regulations really are for the school leaders to follow, because there is a process that we're required to go through that is a bit prescriptive in terms of identification. In terms of making some changes so that maybe it's a little bit easier for parents to read, we can certainly do that. I just wanted to note that this is a new requirement for all boards of education as of July 1. So we didn't have a lot of policies from our neighboring districts to follow, because a lot of districts are in the same position as we are in terms of creating something from scratch for July 1. But we can certainly go back and make it a little bit more a little clearer for parents and add some of the components in terms of programming.
I would actually say, Denise, we have purchased through Connecticut Association of the Gifted parent manuals and teacher manuals that are given out at the PPT. We've actually done some professional learning for our teachers to understand how to really meet the needs of gifted kids in the classroom. And we think that's very important. I think the way our curriculum is written and the way we do teach reading and writing and math and science, that it really allows for that personalization. They're reading at their level, they're writing, they're getting instruction where they are, not just what everybody gets. So it's really important for all the needs of all the kids in classroom. And then we have these intra-district magnets and a STEAM MYP magnet middle school. And that is all very conducive. My middle master's was in gifted and talented, and I ran a program in New Canaan for many years. And the work that I've seen over the years since 1990 something has really showcased that instead of having pull-out programs, what we need to do is more school-wide enrichment and really breaking it out with the core and in small groups, situating small groups in different ways within the classroom. So the old models are not, you don't see them any longer. But I think the way that we're approaching it through our enrichment, even in the summertime, I created a Summer Stars camp that was really based on Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence. And the ones we're running are very similar, and they do engage kids, all kids. But I think those are, within the classroom, within the day. And then of course, what the board has done in giving generous funds for after school enrichment. And we've always focused on STEM and fitness and the arts as kind of our three go-tos. So I'll want to see that really rejuvenated as, we get further and further and see COVID hopefully in that rear view mirror. But I think the things that we are doing for kids are probably the best practice you can do in a district.
Susan, are we still doing differentiated teaching?
Absolutely. Probably more so than ever before. I call it personalized teaching.
I'm not sure that all of that was wonderful information, but I'm not sure that it answered Beverly's question, which is like, I can't understand this. How would,
So I said the materials we give the parents are written for parents, and we can actually get a copy for the board members to see, but we have one for teachers. And we have one on how to address the needs of the gifted child and how they do get identified with these multi measurements.
Well, where I was going with that was to, in essence, to refer to something that Rita asked about the PPT. And I'm thinking that at the PPT level, that's where the principal and the gifted and talented teachers can really get across to the parents what this means. And
Yes.
if we're having a gifted or a PPT for someone with an existing give me the word, Denise, for the next.
Disability?
Yes, no, the paperwork itself. It's just gone.
Oh, an IEP.
An IEP, with an existing IEP, the parent will be familiar with that to begin with, and then we can explain to them how we're going to implement it and what changes may have to be made given the resources in our.
That does take place though, Denise, right? For every.
Oh,
kid.
absolutely.
I'm
And-
sure it does.
Yeah, and the discussions are very individualized in terms of, what area the child is excelling in and how the teacher is going to best meet their needs either in the classroom or in the creative arts. So those conversations definitely happen at the PPT. This is the time of the year where we are holding those meetings. I have had parents call me with questions. Because this is the first year that we've really focused on the talented component of gifted and talented, because as Susan has said, we're very well poised with our magnet themes in all of our schools to start looking at children who excel in musical arts, in drama, in creative arts, in visual arts, and teachers are embracing this.
Thank you. Rita.
Would the students, let's say, who is excelling in the visual arts or music, would they be able then to be like put ahead in the lottery to go to one of our magnet schools that, focuses on those talents?
They're primarily students who are excelling in their current magnet program. We have students being identified as talented in specific instruments like the violin. There are some schools that are sending students to state competitions and to state performances because they excel in specific with specific musical instruments.
Right,
And
right.
now we
have two schools. We have Kathleen Konaski, which is, arts in the middle of the STEAM.
And Northeast.
And then Northeast, which is music and.
And then we have at Groton Middle, we have our Black Box Theater, and we have students working in that arena. And
well, but my other question is this policy. I believe CAVE probably has come up with something that's a little more easier to understand. And if you could reach out to them and maybe, because even when you look at this wording under number 5, the district shall utilize guidelines developed and promulgated by the State Department of Education for just the whole thing just sounds very artificial, and it doesn't sound like any of our other policies.
Denise, didn't this language come from CAVE?
Yes, we did use the CAVE model policy. It was very, very brief, and we didn't really feel it gave enough information for people to have a good understanding of this process. So we did use the regulations to really describe our process in our district and how it's based on the Connecticut guidelines. But I do think there are some components to the regulations that are a little prescriptive in terms of the PPT process that we could potentially eliminate, but still send that out to the principals so that they had that guidance. It probably doesn't need to be in the directly in the regulations.
And just a reminder, the board sets policy and regulations are really designed to take our processes that are in place. But if it's a little confusing, we can certainly tighten that up and work with our principals to make sense of that, because they need to understand it.
Yeah, I would appreciate that, Susan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can certainly do that.
Thank you.
Dean.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to relate for a moment my experience. I have 3 kids. My middle child was in elementary school identified as gifted. We got the call, I came in. Your child is gifted, something we already knew. We didn't have to use any legal standards. He was definitely different. He remains different. It's about 10, 12 years ago at this point. But it was emphasized that just because he was identified as gifted didn't mean that the district had any obligation to provide any resources for that. They simply were obligated to identify him. And I read this policy, and I realize that it tracks state law. The policy is very long on identifying and how we identify. What really matters is, and for us, for our family, we frankly, to be honest, didn't expect the district to shower us with any sort of, we knew what he was, we knew what he was into, and we felt that we could probably supplement. I think as all parents should try to do, supplement what the kids do in school. You never want to park your kid in school and just leave them there. That's not all their education. So we took that one in stride, but I am concerned about the provision, even though it's not, it says right here, not obligated, but on the other hand, there may be some, want to make sure that we're actually going to be doing something. There is a bit of a skittishness given typical American culture to level. We like our heroes, but then we really don't. When I was in school, I think we can all attest to this. The kids that were the nerds, right? Social life, zero. They had to make movies out of it. It's really only in the last couple of decades that we've come to appreciate the people who were, carrying around the calculator and the pens in the pocket and the slide rule and the tape on the glasses and the stereotypical nerd kind of a thing. I'm not saying that's what all the gifted kids are, but those kids had a tough life. You sort of wanted to tamp down your own intellectual abilities if you had any, because you didn't want to be a social outcast of any sort. Some kids, frankly, couldn't help it or didn't care. I'd like to see that we do promote people if they have talent, if they are gifted, to promote that, because some families have the ability to supplement and other families do not. So
But I'm saying we do a lot for kids. We understand better about gifted. We've done a lot of professional learning for our teachers, and we'll continue to do that. And I think it's building relationships in that classroom and teachers really getting the kid too and what they're interested in. Kids have much more choice in the projects, and we'll have, you've seen in 5th grade at Northeast and all the schools, they're looking at expositions for 5th grade, expositions in 8th grade, these projects in 10th grade. So kids really can tackle a problem, and it can be a personal project, it can be a community project, and they can really, take their research skills and have some choice. So we're doing something so much better, Dean. And I would hope that we continue to improve what we do for kids so that nobody feels like an outcast for their talent. They need to, we need to appreciate that,
for us, it was very instructor dependent. Some instructors saw it and worked, other instructors saw it and it was beyond their ability, and which is fine. Their instructors come in all shapes and sizes. So it was very instructor dependent what was done with him, and ultimately it was kind of up to us to supplement. Which is, again, we didn't expect the school system to shower us with resources, but I do remember being told point blank, we are obligated to identify, but we're not obligated to do anything about it.
I've heard that language too, but I think we're moving forward with this. What do we do for our kids?
Yeah, and Dean,
Well, if you really look at what we have done, we have magnet schools throughout the district. We have an international baccalaureate program, which is designed to instruct in this manner. It gives students power, it gives them authority. And I think that, as you said, Dean, in the past decade or so, all of these things have come to the fore, and Groton has moved forward to meet them. So I'm thinking that since this policy has to go in by July, I'm thinking that if we need to move on it tonight, that's my own personal opinion, and we've had rich discussion over it tonight, and we know that Susan is going to get the administrators together with Denise and go over it and make sure that it's going to be carried out. I have every confidence in that.
And I'd really like to be able to share those CAG documents with you too, because I think you'll see that the wording is much clearer about what can be done for kids and,
And
I want to
Dr.
make, I want to
Ackerman,
make, I'm
could I
sorry,
just,
go ahead, Denise.
oh, Dean, I just want to say one more thing to address your question about your experience. It does state in the policy, and I just want to bring to your attention that in the Connecticut's Common Core of Teaching, it does address a teacher's, role is to differentiate instruction. That is something that administrators look for when we go into classrooms to do observations and when we conference with teachers. So that is something that is the role of the teacher, and it is a very important part of our work with teachers.
So then it would be part of the evaluation process.
Yes.
If I could make two more points. One is my kid was good, even though he had specific interests. He was good at pretty much everything he touched. He could, he was musical, he's body movement, calculus, you name it. So I bet you a lot of these kids come with more than just one gift or one talent. It could be mathematical and musical.
Mhm.
The other point, the other thing I want to ask is, do we have any feedback from parents of gifted and talented students? How satisfied are they? Are they, what would they be looking for from the school district? I'm not saying we can or are willing to provide it, but do we have any feedback, or are we kind of working in a vacuum, so to speak? We know what the law is. We're going to do the following, but what about the families? What are they saying?
I think the families who have students at Groton Middle School that are able to take higher level math and science courses at the high school are very, very pleased. And I think that that parents really at the lower grades work more closely with the classroom teacher, because that's where they can have those rich conversations about higher level text, units of study that are more personalized, accelerated readings. That's really happening more one-on-one with a parent and a teacher at the elementary level, because then, of course, as we said earlier, we have the IB and the honors programs at the high school.
NAP too.
NAP.
Beverly. Beverly, your hand's up, but you're muted. Beverly, do you have a question? Yeah, I know, me too.
I do.
I'm sorry, my phone was ringing and I'm sorry about that. Denise, or Susan probably, in the high school, we have all different level classes. We have honors, well, I don't know about honors, college, AP. In the middle school, we tend to only have different level classes in math. Is it possible in the middle school to have different level classes like in English and social studies and science?
It's really not necessary, because we really do differentiate and give kids the right books at their right level. And the writing process is also personalized. So we're very specific. The only time we really give an additional, a different kind of curriculum is in Math 7, which is advanced, but it's really the same core curriculum that all 7 is doing, but they have a swifter pacing guide. They have additional projects that they do.
Could also be in the world language, right, Susan, for students who are in a, who have taken world language for several years and are in a more advanced world language course.
Right. Well, the ones who've definitely gone to the high school from middle school have been science, math, and world language, I believe.
So you're saying we don't need to do it so much in middle school?
No. I mean, I really feel like we're meeting their needs. And, when you start to differentiate like that, where you actually put them in different classes, what happened to us at Fitch High School when I got here was that they had to really eliminate the basic classes, because when you'd walk through, the kids who were in the basic classes were our kids of color. And, we really want them to have all the opportunities going from elementary. So you don't want that leveling to happen early on.
It would really result in tracking again.
It does.
Yeah,
And
it does. And so,
it's not a good
as
thing.
for myself, I'm torn, because there are times when tracking is necessary and there are times when it's absolutely a negative thing to have happen. So Rita,
Well, since Susan brought that up about no more basic classes, I have to disagree with you about that. Lumping everybody in college, even when they don't want to be in those classes. And the basic classes, whatever you wanted to call them at Fitch, they were very small and the students got so much attention. Now they're in these big supposedly college classes. And so I still have an issue with that. And I would,
Well,
I
I
didn't
would
vote for
welcome
it
you to
then.
come on a walkthrough and you can see it differently when you see with
Yes,
your own
yes,
eyes. So please do come.
well,
We have one more.
my students actually went to Fitch, so
I know, but this is a whole new Fitch, sweetie. That was years ago.
Excuse
So
me,
Liz,
Dr.
you tell her
Ackerman.
she's got to come for a walk.
And I still want to talk about this a minute.
Yeah.
So this is for eligible criteria for students in grade 4 and 6 to be identified.
Thank
If
you.
you're in 3rd grade, you're not identified till 4th grade. Is that what this is about?
Well, yes, because we, for the intellectually gifted, we're using SBAC scores and the 3rd graders are taking it now. So we receive the scores in the summer and the teams look at them in the fall, and then they're identified in 4th grade.
Okay, when my children were there, they actually did, they didn't go through the PPT and everything. They actually had a school psychologist do an IQ test. And they started in 3rd grade because you were in the program by 4th grade. So anyway, I was just curious. And then, so once you're labeled that in 6th grade, it goes on through 7th and 8th?
Yes, the
You just
designation
continue
stays
right
with the
through.
student throughout their school career.
Okay.
It's
All right.
typically not something that changes. Motivation, effort may change, but that innate giftedness doesn't typically change.
Okay, thank
so
you.
are we ready to vote? Is there anything else? Oh, wait a minute. Beverly, you have your hand up, and then
Well,
Rita.
I can ask my question later. But I just wanted to know, once they identify, then what happens? Or they just identified and that's it? Are they getting anything special once they get it identified? But Denise can get back to me on that.
Okay, Rita, do you have anything else?
No, I put my hand down. Sorry.
Okay, all right. So then, I guess we're ready to vote, correct? All in favor? It's 2 of us. Remember, this has,
Do you want to do a roll call vote?
yeah, I think so. Well, I can't see everybody, so Mr. Antipus,
Abstain.
okay. Mr. Whiteloff,
No.
Mr. Schulman,
He's
we can't
muted.
hear you, you're muted.
My apologies. Yes.
Mrs. Vogman,
I'm a no.
Mrs. Washington,
I'm a no.
okay. I'm a yes. Who did I miss?
Me,
Oh, well then. Go.
I'm a yes.
Okay.
I'm a yes.
Mrs. Johnson, did you get that? I think it failed. Well,
3 yeses, 3 nos, and 1 abstention.
so where are we with that?
Doesn't pass.
It fails.
Oh, well then. I don't know how we're gonna handle this, Mrs. Doolittle, but we will. We'll find a way.
Back to
Yeah,
policy.
we'll go back to policy and we'll make the requested changes and we'll come back.
Right, by July.
Yep,
Okay,
that's okay.
all right.
We'll get it
Thank
right.
you. Thank you, Denise. A
Yep.
lot of hard work went into this, I
Yes.
know.
Yes, yeah. Okay,
No, we appreciate the feedback.
so we're moving on to new business.
No, we still have an action item.
We do.
Yep, it's on page 3.
Yeah, that's what she said. New business.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, people. It's getting kind
One
of
more
late.
policy.
Yeah, I know.
And I was just wondering if we should, is it possible, a possibility of tabling the rest of this meeting or?
I thought of that, but really, when you look to see what's here, it's nothing much.
Okay.
Pretty quick.
Okay.
Do you all have a time limit on your meetings?
No.
No.
Because you always seem like
never
you're in the
gone
rush
this
to end the
long.
meeting. It always seems like you're in a rush to end the meeting, so I thought maybe there's a 2-hour time limit here.
No.
I think we do our best work within a certain amount of time and then we get tired.
Yeah. And my suggestion for next year, if we're looking for, well, I guess we'll have to wait till the end. But at any rate,
Andrew, we can't hear you.
oh, I'm over here. I'm going to read a line. Discussion and possible action regarding a first reading of policy P1112.3 access to, I think Liz is right, or whoever said it, that why don't we just table this?
Really? It's such an easy one.
Oh, really? Well then,
So
okay. So
I'll read the motion. To approve policy P112.3 access to information as a first reading.
Okay.
Second,
Okay.
Liz,
Discussion.
seconds.
Can I orient everyone?
Yes.
So this is really our FOI and we did not have a policy. So this is straight from CABE. We had a lot of regulations and if you can look, there's some blacked out, there's some that were redlined. There were some that we added. So what we did was we actually went to the town to see how they deal with FOI requests and what their costs are related to that. We worked with the Director of Technology, Clint Kennedy. A lot of times people are asking for a zip drive and to download, but it takes a lot of time from our personnel. So we could never charge them for the time it takes for people to do that work. So we have a nominal fee for that. But like I said, it's the policy that the board votes on and it's the regulations that the staff has to create to make the policy work. So it's kind of a short and sweet policy straight from CABE. That people have the right to ask for this information and we have to provide it. So how they want it can come in print. It can come in, now it can come in all different ways. So they can have it printed out. They can have it on a zip drive. And, we've had several requests this year. I think I have a couple zip drives still in Joyce's office from people who've asked and never picked them up. So.
I remember this policy. I think it's pretty clear and straightforward. So my mind is just asleep. So we've had the motion. Did we have a second?
Yes. So
Okay.
we can just vote
And
on it.
we had discussion. Any questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 I think that's everybody. Opposed? Abstain?
I'm
Motion is-
abstaining.
Oh, okay.
I don't abstain enough.
Okay. Motion has passed. So letters of communications and comments to board members. Any? Let's go through. Dean, do you have anything for that?
Oh, I feel like I've been away a long time and I ask forgiveness for people who try to contact me and maybe haven't gotten me. The one thing that I do want to mention is self-plug, but also plug for Fitch. A Fitch graduate, happens to be my #1 son, just graduated from the University of Arizona. Eller College of Management with a 3.873. He was looking for a 3.9, but he made Magna. If
Wow.
anybody remembers him, he probably wouldn't have been written up as somebody who was destined to actually get a grade point average like that. But he became very focused when he left Fitch and shot for it. I think he was one seminar short of the summa cum laude. But I'm going to say good job, Fitch.
Congratulations
to your son.
I will say he did feel that he was at that school that far away. He was with a lot of other kids from all around the country, and he felt himself pretty well prepared as relative to a lot of other students that he met, including a lot of kids from California.
Very nice. Mrs. Volkman?
Yes, I had the pleasure of doing a walkthrough with Mrs. Austin and also with Phil, and we went to Northeast Academy and the Mystic River Academy, and I was so impressed with both schools, and to see the students in the classrooms and chatting with them was wonderful. I also attended a Fitch Girls lacrosse game on the new turf field at the middle school. They played against East Lyme, and when I was there, they were winning, but then they lost at the very end. And then I went to see a tennis match against Lyman Memorial. That was wonderful. It was a girls' tennis match, and it was senior day, and it was just great to see the kids out there, and how, you know, the baseball field was practicing down below, and it's just beautiful. The fields are gorgeous, and it's so nice to see them all there at the high school. I had what comment, we were talking with some people, and we were talking about the Fitch Hall of Fame for athletics, which happens every year. They, you know, nominate people to be in that. And we thought, wouldn't it be nice if they had a Fitch Hall of Fame for students who are successful, who have done something, whether they're artists or gone on in the medical field or whatever, achieved something. You know, it'd be nice if we could have something like that to be recognized, those students at Fitch that, you know, have gone on and done well, not just, you know, the ones that did well in high school, but after. So,
Very
that's
nice.
all. Thank you.
Mrs. Washington.
No, I just, I get the email from the parent with her daughter. I don't know if it's a daughter or a son at Thames Valley School.
Right.
Susan, you got that email? I think Kim forwarded to you, and
Yes, I did.
is there any resolution to that situation?
Yes, I was able to have Sam's help on that.
Okay, can you send me an email about that?
Yeah.
Give me an update on how that was
Sure.
resolved. Okay, thank you. And my other question is, some of the paraprofessionals were talking about celebrations, like when we have Nurses Week and Teachers Week, and I don't know if this is true or not, but they said when it was the Teachers Week, the teachers had grinders and sodas. I don't know who provided it, but when it was their week or whatever, they had nothing. And they said
Well, they
just-
always get something from me, and I've been very creative with saying thank you, from videos to montages to you know, music. And that's what we do based on what the board has requested me to do. If the GEA, Groton, you know, Education Association provided something, I'm not sure. I know that on Teacher Appreciation Week, though, the PTOs always do a lunch, but usually it's for all staff. So it's not like teachers get it and staff doesn't. So I don't know what they're speaking about.
Well, if it comes, I guess they're speaking, if it comes during Teacher Appreciation Week, then it was mainly for the teachers, because it didn't come during Paraprofessional Week or Custodian Week. So we
No,
have to be
but
more
everybody
sensitive about
partakes in that, Beverly. The PTO
Okay.
does it for the whole staff.
Okay, well, maybe they shouldn't do it during Teacher Appreciation Week then.
Well,
I just want us
that's
to
kind
be
of a
more
tradition
sensitive.
in the schools. They've done that for years and years.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing it up because people brought that up to me.
Yeah.
Mrs. Porter.
Yeah, I wanted to give you an update about our middle school students that competed in Connecticut History Day. Unfortunately, our young ladies did not place at the state level, but they did, you know, they were very much, did a very nice job representing themselves as well as Groton Public Schools. So kudos to those two young ladies from the 8th grade, Trish Schneider's kids. Also, I was with Matthew and Dr. Piazza, and Susan, we walked through, did a walkthrough through Fitch, which was really kind of fun to go home again. It was really kind of nice. But what was really exciting to me was to see the engagement by the students and all the different modalities and teaching styles that I was able to observe in a number of classes. So I wanted to, you know, kudos to Fitch High School staff, but also to the Fitch High School kids, because we weren't just in, we didn't go and pop into high level classes, you know, like AP or IB. We were in college prep level classes, and they were really quite engaged, and they were really fascinating. And I just wanted to say I really enjoyed it. So Matthew and I are working on like a little write-up to go up on the Facebook page. And because we're on the communications committee as well, we're going to see if we can get some pictures and stuff to show, like Christina Scala's kids were doing something with light and camera shutter speeds and stuff like that. Well, I'm talking old school, but you know, you get the idea. And it was really quite fascinating. So it's just been really good. So thank you.
Mr. Whitelock.
Yes, I just want to mention that I toured Dr. Charles Barnum's school. And I want to thank Christy Post and Mr. Danner there. You know, you could be having the worst day ever, but if you visit an elementary school, here it's sore. They're doing great things there. And I also was able to do a walkthrough at New Academy and Mystic River Magnet along with Rita. And again, you know, they're all a little bit different, but they all have this energy. And I just want to thank everybody that we met with for taking the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Schulman.
Thank you. I too went with Jay visiting the Charles Barnum School on the walkthrough and was invited by Mr. Danner to come and experience the Discovery breakouts on Friday afternoon. It was a fascinating program. There were 11 different breakout groups. Christy Post took me around. Just had a wonderful time there. With regard to gifted and talented policy, I would take it as a great favor of those who have any ideas for improving the policy, if they would share them with the policy committee so we can take account of your ideas and suggestions. And finally, I found the awards tonight to be phenomenal, and we need to do that every year. You've probably done it before, but could we have a special meeting for that so that we can have our work meeting be 2 hours and not have a 3.5-hour meeting? Just
You
consider
beat
that.
me to it. You beat me to
Here,
it.
here.
I'm gonna talk about that on suggested agenda items. I have nothing to report. I know I missed somebody. Who did I miss? Going once.
Jay?
Oh,
No,
No,
everybody spoke.
Yeah, everybody, okay, all right.
Oh, yeah, Dean, yeah.
Dean?
Yeah, didn't
Dean
you?
spoke first, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and now we're on advanced planning. So policy is canceled, as is finance. Let's see, this cow is still on. I guess there's this, you can read this for yourselves.
Yes,
Right.
So suggested agenda items, that's, Matt, you and I are in the same corner. I've always thought that this should be devoted just to the staff and that we should have our working meeting either, it would, I guess we could have the committee of the whole. I don't mean that, we could have the regular board meeting postponed to stay next week in the future.
Or have it during a committee of the whole. Have it
Yes.
be a committee of the whole meeting and still have our regular board meeting so we could pass things.
Yeah, that's a really good idea because,
Yeah.
you know, we typically are around 2 hours and sometimes 2.5. This is a long, and when it's in person, sometimes it can even take more time when you
Right.
get the cake and the, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people say hello to each other. And I'm hoping we'll be in person next year.
Yeah, I do too. And that gives you a chance to really communicate with people and not say, well, come on, let's get out of here because the board meeting is next, you know.
Right, right. I like that idea.
So I can't.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
No, wait, please, if you.
Matt had something, sorry.
With regard the committee reports, I would like us to add the Trails Committee, which is a committee that's not on the list to that thing. And I would like to add
Matthew, I think we took it off because we don't have anybody representing us.
Yes, I was appointed to it and I've been attending.
Oh, great.
Well, then.
And the library, while we don't have a library committee, I think that the work of the library and the work of the school board handshake in so very many ways. And I appreciate the need to stay focused on our agenda tonight. I thank Jay for that. At the same time, I do think that there's information that will be useful for the two institutions to share. So please, let's make that a topic for discussion. If we could add that to that list.
Okay. That would be for the COW, right?
Wherever you feel most appropriate.
All right. I can't do it. So
I'll
who's
make a
doing
mo-
it?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Any discussion?
Good
Who's-
night.
Have a great
Good night.
weekend.
Thank you. Good
Bye,
night,
everybody.
everybody.
Good
I think
night.
it's Friday. I think it's
I know
Friday.
it's not Friday yet. We have a whole week ahead of us. Good job, Andrea. You carried us forward. We got it through.
Oh, Mama.
Have a
Good night. Good night, Mark. Have a great night.
Good night, Sam.